Kawhi doesn't care.
I think Kawhi cares.
I mean, he cares, but I mean, he's missing huge chunks of game. At least
Yeah,
AD's
yeah.
got a clear, defined now.
Yeah, okay.
Not playing tonight, terrible.
This is the one they need too.
This is the one we said it all day yesterday.
Like he should have sat out yesterday because they were probably going to lose that anyway.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They did. I mean, here's why I don't get into this. Like, you don't know what his foot is like.
Correct. I do not question. And by the way, in the same way, if I was them, I wouldn't question me. But in this case, I wouldn't question AD. Like I assume he's legit hurt. There's a legit reason.
Yeah.
He can't play through that pain or whatever it is, or maybe. I mean, frankly, there's been nothing on this injury. We don't know if it even extends beyond
He was listed on
tonight.
the injury report with some kind of right foot thing before, but it would always just say probable. So,
Right.
that means it's pre-existing. Look, I also have learned enough in covering pro sports that, people after a game can act fine.
Correct.
LeBron after that game did not sound like he was going to be out for weeks.
He finished the game
Finished
the same
the game.
way AD did. And
Yeah.
I thought the moment it happened, I thought, ooh,
that didn't
man,
look
he
good.
came down on that wrong.
Yeah, and I remember D'Angelo Russell when he sprained his ankle. I checked in on it, and they were like, "Oh yeah," he said he's fine.
Yeah.
And then he's been out for a week.
Yeah.
Because the next day, all your adrenaline's gone, and then you take you're probably taped a lot, and then they take the tape off, and all the swelling comes in. You're like, ooh, I don't think I've even recovered. I still have the Papa Shot arm.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're day to day?
I'm here.
You're here.
Yeah.
Are you still having knee fat issues?
No,
No,
the
fat
fat pad.
Fat pad.
Fat pad's okay.
Fat pad's
but you know
okay?
what? You know when the fat pad went out again? I was like,
Let's describe. The fat pad is something that's on your knee.
That was
It's inside
Momo's
your
worst
knee.
injury
Yes.
ever.
yeah.
Yes, the fat pad injury. She
Yeah.
sprained her fat pad.
But I sprained the fat pad in my right knee, and then it was never a problem because I would just tape. If it ever started to hurt again, I would do the weird. It's just literally you put a little piece of tape on your kneecap and pull it up.
Okay.
That's all I had to do.
Right.
So for years and years and years, it was fine. And then this last pregnancy, that I think I was 38 weeks, and all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, I think I hurt my fat pad again.
Yeah.
It was that same pain. And it was probably just because I'm
Re-injured the
carrying.
fat pad.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
25 pounds of pregnancy weight.
Yeah, right. Well, enough about the fat pad. So here's the thing. I said yesterday I don't think they're going to make it to the playoffs, and I think that the injury dynamic is one that's critical. I mean, everybody was sky high after Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, that team looked unbelievable on Sunday against Dallas. And then you find out LeBron's hurt and is gone for a minimum of 2 weeks. He'll be evaluated in 2 weeks. Now AD is gone for tonight. Tonight is unbelievably important. This game at Oklahoma City is critical. It kind of is must win. You got to win a game
have
like
to win
this
this one.
because it's a 2-game swing, right? Whenever
It
you play
is.
one of the teams that's in your part of the standings, it's like a big 2-game swing.
They caught a break last night when Golden State came back and beat Portland.
Yeah.
So Portland was winning that game, then Golden State came back. So now you have to start looking at the teams that you think you can catch.
Yes.
And I think the teams they can catch are Portland, Oklahoma City, some version, and then 2 out of the Pelicans,
Yep.
the Jazz, and who's the other one?
Timberwolves.
Yeah.
So the Timberwolves, they play Friday. Those are you have to pick 2 out of the 3 of those.
Yeah.
That you have to catch.
And then Golden State Sunday, it looks like
I
Steph
think Golden
is
State's
going
gonna
to
be the 6. I
Steph
think they're
is-
going to win.
Steph, it looks like he's going to play on Sunday.
I don't know.
That's what I read today.
You read something.
They've already caught Oklahoma City, so not winning tonight would be
You're sliding back.
You're
behind
going
Oklahoma
backwards.
City.
Yeah, and then also you're going to be 5 games back. You're 5 games under 500 with 19 to play. You're starting to lose all that. So this is why I don't understand why AD is not playing. I mean, look, he could very well.
You don't know
be,
what's wrong with his
but
foot.
but I understand. But if he plays on Friday and everything is totally fine, then why weren't you playing in this back to back?
But we don't know anything about
but-
the extent of the injury.
Look, I mean, this is the same thing that has happened all year long. Though you never know. He's
Well,
always
this
on.
This is Anthony Davis.
Well, but then
This
isn't that a problem?
is Of course, it's a problem. But this is Anthony Davis.
Sure, but
he plays about half the games every season.
That's not good.
Correct, but I mean, In this case, we built the Lakers have built this entire thing around LeBron and AD. LeBron is battling Father Time. Father Time is starting to win a little bit. Father Time is probably taking a lead at this point. And AD is AD. This is the experience you get when AD is on your roster.
And this is the experience that you want to stick with then.
Well, I mean, you're talking about long term.
Well, let's talk about even just right now, because look, the way that you're saying it, like he was on the injury report beforehand. Well, he's on the injury report every single game. LeBron's on the injury report every single game. That doesn't mean anything to me other than you're just.
But
I
don't. What I don't want to
do load manage
on this show is to say, "Hey, he's not hurt," or "Hey,
no one's saying he's not hurt,"
or "Hey, he could be playing," or "Hey, why don't you just gut it out?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, look, we're not. It's gutting it out is one thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with us saying like I think that he should be playing in this game if he's okay, if he's good enough to play as he is right now, 4 games below 500, trying to get into the play-in game.
So you're saying
if he is well enough to play in a game period, then he should be playing.
Well, of course he should play. I assume he's not well enough to play in tonight's game.
Then if he's not well enough to play, then that means that he should probably be going on to taking more games off. Because he needs the time away.
I think that's
if he plays on Friday,
Momo,
then I think
do you know anything about the extent of whatever he's got going on right now?
I don't. I just sent a couple texts because I just saw this like everybody else. Like we were kind of like surprised to see that. But Greg, I don't agree with that idea that if he plays Friday, he could have played tonight. I don't agree with that. I think sometimes you have injuries that need a couple days, and like even if he plays on Friday, it doesn't mean he's well. It means that he's well enough to play. Like whatever the pain tolerance is. You know what you're talking about is the confirmation bias, right? This idea that Anthony Davis doesn't play through things, or that he is he doesn't do his like the way that LeBron does. Like LeBron is like his leg has to be falling off,
right?
It has to like actually not work for him to not play.
But in the case of AD, he legit gets hurt a lot.
He does get hurt a lot. Now the question you have to ask is why does he get hurt a lot? Is it a pain tolerance thing? Is it a structural thing with how his body is built? It's like. And I think it's a bit. It's all of the above, but I do think like there's something with LeBron where the way he trains and the way he's built, he doesn't get hurt as much. Like there's a way. Like Steph Curry used to always sprain his ankles. You remember that?
Right.
And then he didn't because he started training differently. He started doing some different foot exercises and strengthening the muscles all around and blah blah. I don't know. There was a whole story written.
But
about
this isn't new. This is not about tonight. This is about. Since Anthony Davis got here.
So is there anything he could do training-wise to train to be more sturdy?
Right.
Or is it just a function?
Or is this who he is?
Yeah, is it a function of how he's built? I mean, sometimes people, like, they'll I've had, I'm like, Porzingis is a guy, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Porzingis is a guy that I remember when he was with the Knicks, I had heard that they kind of felt like he was going to be injury-prone because of the structure of his body,
right?
It's just anatomy.
Yeah,
it's like how you're built, and maybe you can train your way out of that, but sometimes it's just how you're built.
I would think that given the last few seasons, if there was a way to train his way out of it, he would have done it. I think this is who Anthony Davis is, and I'm not questioning that he's injured at all, but all of these injuries add up to the point where you can really only expect him to play about half the games.
I think that's right. 60%.
60%. Yeah, I'll give you that. 50 games a season.
Yeah.
That's what you get from Anthony Davis. Now, this is a bad one to miss. This is, my expectation was after LeBron said these are the most important 23 games of his career, which was hyperbole, obviously. But I assumed that we would see both of those guys every night the rest of the way.
If they could.
If they could. And injury has stopped that. Injury
Pretty
has
quickly.
put them behind the 8 ball really fast. And by the way, think about this team tonight. Where do the points come from? No D'Lo, no AD, no LeBron. Who is providing offense? They don't have.
Big Schroeder game? Is that Greg was on a group text hating on Schroeder?
I thought I was not hating on. Well, okay, yes.
Yes, you were.
He deserved it. You saw the play.
He was like pouting and.
Well, he made a bad pass. There was 26 turnovers in this game.
That was unbelievable.
It's insane.
Late in the game, it's what is it? It was like a 4-point game. It was close enough that the Lakers could have come back. And he throws a bad pass into 2-3 guys that are all around AD, and he just stands there and watch Desmond Bane run right past him.
Right.
Was it his fault, or was somebody not where they were supposed to be?
I don't know, but all I know is that Darvin Ham immediately afterwards took him and threw him on the bench.
Okay.
Because he deserved to be on the bench.
Okay, well, that's good coaching.
That is good coaching.
Yeah, that's right.
We can get a whole
Accountability.
argument about Darvin Ham's coaching as well.
But again, where are the?
Oh gosh, Greg, you are on. You know what,
it's
Greg?
upsetting.
I feel like you're like a Philly sports talk.
Yeah,
radio
you really
host.
are right now.
Look,
You're like,
we have opinions.
You're like
I feel
Angelo
like
Cataldi. At
Get rid of that
WIP.
guy.
We're sitting here on sports radio where people are listening and watching and listening to us and having the same.
And by the
type
way,
of thoughts
watching
that
on
we
YouTube,
are.
YouTube/ESPNLA.
Yeah.
You think I'm the only one that thinks that AD should be playing tonight? You
No,
think I'm the
I
only
know.
one that
I
Darvin
know
Ham
you're not the
thinks?
only one because they're all in my Twitter feed.
Yeah,
too.
no, I look.
Like
Is this the difference between being in
Gracias,
the
Greg.
league and being outside the league and just watching the games?
No, but I think it's. By the way, I think it's. Well, let's tie things together here. I think it's unfair to say that AD should play through this if there is an injury, and we assume that there is.
I'll try to find out if how serious it is. I'll since while we're sitting here, I'll send some text.
Okay, and by the way, and I totally get the joke of this, right? I totally get the joke of Mason's not working, blah, blah, blah. But a mental health day is completely legitimate.
Okay, but
especially when you are legit crazy.
I am on your side on this one, on that, because I know, and I think you're okay with me saying this. I know there are days when you're here and you should take a mental health day and you don't.
I don't know if that's. I mean, when I'm here, I bring it.
Yeah, you
when
suck
I'm
it
here,
up.
I bring it.
But there's times when you've been here and you're like sucking it up. You're getting through it, and nobody can tell. But you're like, and I'm like, okay, good. He's here. He's doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I know, like you can tell, like you legitimately need like a mental health day, and you're like, I'm still gonna show up. Greg, you know, there's days where I'm like super scattered. There was one where I stayed up all night, and I was like, Greg, it's 4:30 in the morning. I've been up all night writing.
I tried.
Can you see if anybody else could do the show? Because I'm really gonna suck today. Like that. And he tried, and he couldn't get. He went, and I still showed up.
Okay, I'll tell you what we're gonna do.
Right?
Morales just said, "Great job, Greg. Philly sports radio stations
Morales.
have 10 shares. Keep it up." All right. Well, let's be a Philly sports station.
What
today.
should be your Philly name? You got to have a Philly name.
I don't know. What are their names in Philly?
Well, Angelo Cataldi
Yeah.
from WIP was there for a long time.
I don't think that's even what I'm doing, but we can talk about it later.
But if you want to talk about Anthony Davis, you want to quit 877-710 ESPN.
There you go.
Let's go ahead and do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, and also coming up for you, pickleball controversy. Pickleball controversy involving Clinton Yates, Greg Bergman, Jorge Briones, and Alan Sliwa. That's coming up next. Mason and Ireland.
At least you didn't eat it like Mace. You're good. Oh.
All right, Chris.
Yes.
Who is the most famous person in your contact list?
I know everyone thinks I'm going to say Keyshawn. And he's pretty famous, right? But I think it's Bob Costas. Bob and I worked together years ago.
I've been doing this a really long time, so I have a bunch of people in O'Shea.
Can you FaceTime him?
FaceTime one of them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know I got your back, bro.
There he is. There he is.
Michael Caine, the actor Michael Caine.
Can you FaceTime him?
Right now?
Yes.
Hell no. He's somewhere in England, hasn't made a movie in 20 years. No.
Is comedian Bill Engvall.
Can you FaceTime him? Right now?
Try.
Bill!
What a surprise.
No AD tonight, no LeBron tonight, no D'Angelo Russell tonight. And AD came down weird on his ankle last night and is now not playing tonight.
It was that play that he was like coast to coast, right? And he was like dribbling, and we were like...
And if you look at, I mean, I thought it was...
He looked weird.
I thought it was potentially going to be bad.
Yeah.
And he's out tonight against Oklahoma City, which is a huge game. A huge game. Impossible to underestimate how important tonight is.
Yeah.
And AD will not be there. So they are going to be very shorthanded. By the way, so is OKC.
Yeah.
SGA is not playing.
Yeah, now that would be... that would be... he has something, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, he's got two things. He's got a knee and he's in concussion, or he's in health and safety protocols.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so he's got two things going on.
Yeah.
But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's not going to play tonight.
So you can look at... There's teams that I think every team right now wants to see their players competing. But there are things that franchises and organizations can do to increase the chances that they will be in the lottery, right?
Right.
So with Shai, like, he's a really good player. He's an all-star.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. I mean, and he's legitimately out right now, and it's fine because the rest of those guys are really good, and they'll compete, and they play a system.
Right.
The Lakers have had trouble with that team for a while.
Yeah.
Now, what are things that you can look for at this time of year? What are things that we look for?
Yeah.
Oh, the load management stuff, or how quickly does a player come back from stuff?
Well, listen, tonight better not be load management.
Yeah.
It better not be second night of a back-to-back, I don't play back-to-backs. It better not be that.
Yeah.
Because this is the time you gut things out if you're able to gut things out.
It's interesting to think about these games because they are must-wins, but maybe the must-wins are later. You know, I feel like if there was a choice,
one, you got 20 games left.
If there was a choice though between playing, I don't think it's load managed. I do think he has something wrong with his foot. I really think there's something that they. But
you agree
if
he can play, he should play
tonight. I would say
this isn't second night of a back-to-back. I don't want to play back-to-backs. Scheduled loss. It's none of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, tonight is a night you got to play if you're able to play. And I think what people are questioning is, well, how hurt is he?
Yeah, and the truth is, my default is to always believe the player is hurt.
Sure.
Because I know what those guys go through, and I know that when you have an ankle or you have a foot, the next day it's always going to swell up and be like, after the game when your adrenaline's pumping, you feel all good. After the game, you're like, oh, I'm fine. And the next morning, you're like, oh, I'm not fine.
All right, let's get a couple of calls. People are fired up. Let's go to Rice Cube. Rice, what's going on?
What's up, fool?
What's up, fool?
Yeah, we're going to talk about Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
I got a problem with Anthony Davis.
Okay, go.
Let's talk about...
You still there?
Don't worry.
What?
Oh, you got a bad connection, man.
Man,
Sorry
he was
about
fired
that.
up.
He was ready to go.
Hold on, let me do it. We're going to talk...
Yeah, it's too bad.
I do a pretty good at bad cell phone reception imitation.
Let's go, Mike in Valencia. Hey, Mike, what's up, man?
Hey, how you guys doing? My quick thoughts on AD is, I think he should get on the LeBron program in terms of taking care of his body in the off season, and he should also think about taking up some martial arts like Kareem did. The Kareem and AD have a similar body type, and look how long Kareem played. And lastly, I think AD's got to learn how to fall better because every time he falls, he looks like he fell out of a 10-story building. So that's my thought.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, obviously, LeBron, I think it's been reported, spends $1 million a year on his body. Is Anthony Davis doing the same thing? Is he spending $1 million on his body?
I don't know. I this is a tricky area to get into, right? Because there's things that you hear, there's things like I hear, but I don't know if that's true.
Right.
And so I don't want to say it because people will think.
Sure,
right?
sure.
It feels irresponsible of me to say it. So my sense with Anthony Davis is some of it really is just how you're built, like your frame. He's really tall and he's lanky, and LeBron is more compact. Like LeBron's like a linebacker, or a tight end.
The taller you are, I think, the more likely you are to get hurt. Is that true? The longer, the taller you are? Let me get Chris in Los Angeles here. Hey, Chris, you're on 710. What's up?
Hey, Mace, you just were hitting on what I was about to say. Being 7 feet and over, that's an abnormality. So your body, there's been a lot of history of centers who've had foot problems, who've had knee problems that were tall, Yao Ming, Odin, a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Now, I think that's just how Anthony Davis is because, I tore, and Ramona's played sports. I tore my patella tendon. I found out from my doctor, 80% of your knee work is done by your quad. Giannis, Embiid, Shaq, those were tall guys, but they were thick, muscular guys. So I think, and having gone through this myself, and I'm not an athlete, just me walking is difficult while I was trying to build up my quad, let alone jumping all around. So I think if he were to try to strengthen his lower quad area core, maybe that would help. But I think in the end of the day, that's just who he is. He's tall and lanky, and unless he makes an effort to build up some strength in his base, I think he's just going to continue to have the same problem.
All right. Hey, thanks for the call. Yeah, a lot of this, this is very, we're judging what's in his head and in his heart and not necessarily what's in his foot.
Okay, so let's take a bigger picture.
Okay.
Do you ever know people who are like, I never get sick?
Yes.
And then there are
my
people
dad used to walk around and say, I never get sick.
I never get sick.
Everybody in the house used to be sick, and my dad would say, I'm not getting it. You wouldn't get it.
And he wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
And Danny's preschool teacher, she's like, I never get sick. And then this week she actually got sick, and when she gets sick, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this teacher's sick because she's never sick.
Right.
What is that? What is it? This idea is that mind over matter? Is that you have a really good immune system? Is that you take care of yourself?
Is that manifesting? Just expect I'm not going to get sick, and then you don't get sick,
right? Or is there actually some kind of physical component? I don't get sick.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there something with maybe they believe that because they don't get sick that often when other people do. Maybe LeBron does something physically to take care of his, I know for myself, I had a back problem.
Yes.
And whenever there's two things, whenever my lower back starts feeling bad again, I think two things. I need to go work on my core. So I will go outside and I will do my Pilates. I'll do literally 5 or 10 minutes just to activate my core. You see all the athletes do that. Activate, and I'll feel better. My lower back will feel better. And then I go, I probably need to lose 5 or 10 pounds.
Right.
I probably gained a little weight and that's why I'm feeling a little off.
Sure.
And it's always the same. It's literally there's things that I can go do to activate those muscles and then I won't have the lower back problem.
You know what? I think though you're talking about physical.
Yeah.
There's also a mental part of this.
It's a little of both.
It's a mental part of this. When you go down, do you expect to be hurt or do you expect to bounce right back up? How is your experience informing your current moment, right? I mean, I think you and I both believe to some degree in manifesting,
I agree.
The secret. If you're expecting to get hurt, you're going to get hurt. It's what it is.
Yeah.
And the repetitive nature of Anthony Davis getting hurt is potentially in his head.
Which is why Bergman's over there calling him out.
Yeah.
That's why the callers are calling. I mean, there's just something. If it happens a lot, it becomes a pattern, and then a pattern becomes confirmation bias.
And then a pattern becomes reality.
Well, that's a big part of it. It's not that he's not injured. He very well could have something injuring. But if he's injured, then he probably shouldn't be playing on Friday either because he's injured. So if he's not, and he plays on Friday, I'm going to have a little bit more.
But there's a lot of that.
I disagree with that part.
You can
be healthy on Friday. I mean, there's a lot of that too that goes on in the league. Yeah. All right, hold that. We'll get back to it.
20K on OKC tonight. Thanks.
Oh, geez.
No, you know what? I think the Lakers will win this one.
Really?
Yeah, I think they'll win this one.
I think it's OKC minus 1.5.
Yeah, I would go Lakers on this one.
It's up now. Now it's minus 3.5.
Yeah, it's like those. Give me those points. I'll do 10,000. on the Lakers, but I need those points.
Plus 3.5. You'll
Yeah, plus the 3.5. All right.
And 20K on OKC.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we get it, Jorge. You keep betting against the Lakers.
You play the game to win.
All right. Coming up next for you, going to spin the wheel of questions, more of your calls and stuff like that. Hey, when you're injured in an accident, one of the first calls you'll get is from the other person's insurance company, and they want to give you money. Hey, we'll give you X amount if you just settle this case. Don't fall for this trick. They're offering you money to replace or repair your vehicle, but will that cover your medical bills? Any lost wages for time missing work? Safe to say the answer is no. You shouldn't have to pay any amount of your money out of pocket to fix your car or go see the doctor if you're missing work and your paycheck is less. You're paying for things with less money. Don't do it by yourself. Call Jacob. Jacob is going to deal with the insurance company, help with the rental car, get you your doctor's appointments, get your car fixed, all that stuff, and nothing comes out of your pocket. That's right. You don't pay a dime out of pocket while Jacob helps take care of you and get you the settlement that you deserve. Remember, a lot of attorneys say they'll fight for you. Call Jacob because he's a winner. He'll win for you. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember,
accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Call Jacob.com. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Jorge, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it.
Here we go. Wheel of Questions time. And where are we going to... Oh, there it is. Okay, Momo.
What do you got?
You get $1 million.
Okay.
For every year you would spend in a maximum security prison. How long would you go?
Wow. Do they have to be consecutive years?
Yeah.
Consecutive years.
Consecutive years. $1 million.
And this is now after I have kids. That's harder.
Take the kids out of it.
Well, okay, because if I take the kids out of it, it's different.
Remove the kids.
I could do 3 years.
You would do 3 years,
Yeah.
$3 million.
Yeah, I could do 3. Wow. Because I would find something to do.
Have you never seen Oz?
No, I think I'd do it. Well, I could write. I could read a lot of books. I'd get in really good shape.
You'd be doing push-ups and pull-ups.
Yeah, I'd be like, let's go.
Yeah.
I'd write a diary or something.
Yeah, okay.
And also, I need it, if I'm going to do it, I want enough money to make it worthwhile. So, like, 3 is going to get you something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a nice house in Tarzana for that.
$3 million. $3 million.
You know, like I can get a nice house. I probably can't go Manhattan Beach for that.
Bergman, what say you?
Well, can I instead donate to AD's training regimen? If
Such
not,
a jerk. I'm going to start calling you. I feel like it's going to be like Sal. Like the first
whatever you
Philly
want,
radio host.
Whatever you want to call him. I'm very annoyed that he's not playing tonight. But anyway,
Bergantino. Sal Bergantino from Philly.
Sal. I'll take it. I would probably go about 10 years. I get $10 million. It'll be in a time
10 years, a long time,
Have you
dude.
never seen Oz?
You already asked that to Ramona.
I know, but I'm asking you now.
Yeah.
Did you ever see
I'm
Oz?
getting $1 million
What prison's
a year.
like?
I think I would go the 10 years, and then I could set up Riley for life.
Am I going to be taxed on this?
No
Okay,
taxes.
okay,
Forget
no,
about
because
the taxes.
that factors into
Yeah,
it.
forget about the taxes.
I might just do 2 years then.
Okay, all right.
No. I can do 10 years.
10
Dang.
years of your life.
That's too long.
No,
Okay.
I would do it. It would set
2
her up
years
for
is
life.
enough. 2 mil is enough.
Boss
You
Amanda.
can invest that well.
Zero. I don't need the million. I don't need the mental toll it takes on me. I don't need the abuse I get in there. Nah, not worth it.
Okay, I think that's a realistic answer. Jorge?
0. I'm with Amanda on this one. I'm gonna miss out on my daughter for like a
No, see,
year.
he said take the kids out
take
of
the
it.
kids out of it.
Okay, I'm gonna miss out on things. No, I'm not doing it. 0. Nada. Keep the money.
My answer? 0.
Really?
Yeah, I'm with these guys. Not a day. I don't want to go to prison. I mean, think logically about this. Do you really want to be in prison?
No.
I'm not talking about like Martha Stewart prison, like country club prison.
Yeah.
We're talking about prison.
Do I get a window?
Sure, you get a window.
Can I walk around?
Momo's going to come out all buff from prison.
Didn't you watch Oz?
She's gonna have prison tattoos.
watch
No, 'cause, like I'm gonna give you
prison tattoos.
She's gonna have a teardrop next to one of her eyes.
Yeah,
No,
teardrop.
like, the truth is, I am terrible when I'm okay. Both times that I was like in the hospital when I had the babies.
Yeah.
Okay. I was terrible. I felt like a caged animal in there. Like I was like, get me out. I need to go
Right.
for a walk. Like I need to be able to go for a walk every night and get super anxiety and claustrophobic in there.
Right.
But part of it was because, okay, first of all, I have like a baby and my hormones are crazy. And
Yeah,
I
right,
just had a
right.
surgery and blah, okay. But as long as I could go for a walk every day, a couple times a day, I was fine.
Yeah, you get to go to the yard.
Yeah, I can go to the yard.
You go to the yard.
Do I got a window? Yeah, I got a window.
You got a window. You
I can go to the yard. I can work out.
Yep.
It's not bad.
Yeah, terrible. Terrible. There is no way I'm doing any time. Not doing any hard
Do I
time.
get to talk to people? Now, if you said solitary confinement, that's different.
No, that's different.
I could
that's
not do
what
that.
Aaron Rodgers did, right?
I couldn't do it.
Yeah. No.
How long could you do solitary confinement?
Not I.
How many days?
I heard you just go crazy
I'd
in
go crazy.
solitary confinement.
Yeah.
I would not do that.
Yeah,
I would not do that.
I don't
But
think
I'm not going to prison. I don't want to be in prison.
I don't either, but like
I
$2
play
million
by the
bucks?
rules. No. No. All right, there you have it. There's your wheel of questions. Now, Bergman, you've got a super important issue.
Oh, I do.
You're upset with Clinton Yates.
I'm not upset with Clinton.
Yeah, you're upset with Clinton Yates because he bailed on you.
No,
and
I'm
you
not
really
upset.
want him to play pickleball.
No,
with you.
you can have him. You go ahead.
Well,
go
describe
play.
the scenario. Describe the.
Okay,
so
so
we're all going to go play pickleball.
Yeah,
or
so
you
we
guys.
were. Yeah, so Sliwa last
You
week
guys.
said, "Hey, we were trying to push Sliwa into playing pickleball last week, and
Yes.
Clinton was here,
Right.
And so Jorge, me, Clinton, and Sliwa were going to go all play, and they said, "No, I can't do it. Let's do it next week."
Okay.
And so Sliwa set it all up, found the pickleball court, did the whole thing, and we're going to go to in Pasadena, and he set it up, and in a text message thread, "Hey guys, here's all the information for Thursday, address." Clinton, the very first one, "I'm in!" exclamation point. Jorge says, "I'm in." I say, "I'm in. Let's do it. It's going to be a lot of fun."
Whoa.
Last night, he sends a text, "Hey guys, Mason asked me to play in Santa Monica. I'm out."
Mind you, he was in Monday.
Yep.
And then he walks out of the studio and says, "Hey, man, you're good for Thursday?" I'm like, "I thought it was Wednesday."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I'm in. If you guys are in, let me know. Let me know where." and we'll.
So
we'll
he
go
just
play-
flat out bailed on you.
And he bailed last night.
By the way,
Flat out
I did
bailed.
not know that he was part of the Pasadena.
We're not blaming you.
I'm not taking the fall on this.
No,
sucker.
no, you're not taking a fall. This was a very typical Clinton, bigger name on the other line,
very
Yates.
typical Clinton.
Yeah, you know,
Bigger name on the other line.
I felt
That's
like
where
that
you
was
pin Clinton.
And then he wanted to go on social media and say things about it. So
What did
it's
he
like,
say?
He said he went into the circle of trust for Sedano and Cap,
Yeah.
and he said, every show wants to play pickleball with me.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, all right, that's
Clinton's in
fine.
demand. He's
You-
the linchpin
you
to
go.
every
You
pickleball
go.
game.
You can go play in Santa Monica. I get it. He's closer to you.
Right.
It makes all the sense in the
Geographically
world.
closer,
I'm gonna tell you like
all
this-
the sense in the world.
I'm gonna tell you like this ain't my side of the hood. F you then.
Hey, Boss Amanda, are you happy that everybody has embraced pickleball madness the way that they have?
I'm super stoked.
I think it's going to be.
I
fantastic
can't wait. I
day.
think it's going to be fun. I hope that the listeners come out because it's not just going to be pickleball. It's going to be a fun day. Yeah, we're going to have TVs to watch the NCAA tournament, other
There's a
stuff.
beer
food.
garden. There's complimentary
beers.
food and drinks. There's a kids zone if you want to bring the kids.
That's cool.
And it's at a park too. It's Mile High Park, or Mile Square Park.
Mile Square
Not
Park
Mile
in
High,
Fountain
Mile
Valley.
Square,
The Agape
So,
Pickleball Center.
Yeah.
Everybody's super into it. And it's thank you to our partners, Johnsonville, Celsius, and Stretch Labs. I shouldn't mention all of them in one thing, should I?
No, it's totally fine.
All right.
You mentioned all of them throughout the show.
Yeah, I'll get to all of them. No, it's actually really cool that everybody's into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's fighting over Clinton.
You're fighting over
Everybody wants Clinton.
Look,
to
I
play
love
pickleball.
Clinton. I'm going to be doing a Dodger thing with him, so I love him, but
What
that was
Dodger
garbage.
thing? Are you going to do the thing from your closet again?
Greg,
No,
you
not from the
might
closet.
find a better offer and ditch you.
He very well. If Mason
Oh,
comes to him
yeah.
and says, "Hey, I want to do a Dodger YouTube thing with you," I'm in.
Are you going to do a Dodgers hoedown party on your
Party
phone?
on your phone.
The guy who does the Lakers dance party hoedown on your phone.
The Dodgers dance party
Clinton and I
hoedown on your phone?
Clinton and I are going to do just like Lakers Talk Daily with Sliwa.
Yeah.
We're going to do that for the Dodgers.
Every day?
Yeah, 5 days a week.
Oh,
At the
wow.
So you
beginning of
guys
the
are
season.
going to do
days a
that
week?
like awkward like camera angle
Where it's right in my
and-
face?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No,
That's
it'll
a
be
bit
the
much.
two of us, and we'll
No,
have
that's
fun
great.
too.
That's good.
It's going to be fun.
That's good. So I was talking to Bergman today. The Dodgers open on March the 30th.
Wow.
Against Arizona. We're counting down, and it is a 7 o'clock game.
So weird.
So, yeah, they used to always be an afternoon game, right?
1 o'clock
I think this 2 years in a row it's been a night game. So we had this crazy idea. Boss Amanda's here. Okay. So Ireland's off that day, and Shadano is off that day, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys are both off.
So
They're
here's the
both
pitch.
off.
Here's the pitch. Ready?
I'm ready for it.
Me and Cappy and Bergman and Clinton put together a longer show that stretches
You guys
through.
do a 6-hour show?
Yeah, man, 5 would be better, but
Yeah,
if it
but
has to be 6, it has to be 6.
It needs to go 6 hours because that's the required amount of time for the two shows combined.
Couldn't
if you can do
Travis and
math.
Slee would go 1 extra
Nope,
hour?
they're not involved in this.
Yeah.
This was an idea for your two shows. They're out of it.
6 hours. Could we
a
do it?
lot. You can do 6 hours.
I wouldn't want
Do
to
you wanna
listen
be
to
a
you
part
for
of it,
6
Momo?
hours.
I'm not here.
I
I'm
wouldn't
out
want
of
to
town.
listen to any of you
It was
guys
any other
for
day.
6 hours.
I'm literally, that's like the week I'm out of the country. Sorry.
I mean,
You
if it's
really-
all Dodgers.
It's all Dodgers.
I
Leading up
would
to Dodgers
not
opening
want
night.
to listen to you guys for 6 hours.
Oh, God. Let's take that personally.
Yeah, I kind of take it a little personally, too.
I mean, 3 hours is enough.
Apparently that idea is dead. An idea. She just
let's
killed
stick
that.
to
in the-
Bergman and Clinton.
Killed that in the cradle. All right. All right. Coming up next, we'll circle back to AD not playing tonight. And I've gotten rid of something in my life that is has been challenging. No,
Nope,
not that.
never.
Never giving that up. Never giving that up. Mason in Ireland. Momo's in for John 710 ESPN.
in Pasadena, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
And it is Mason and Ireland, your Wednesday. Shout out to our listeners in North Orange County, especially Brea. Saw a few tweets of the hail dropping. I'm about 7 miles south, next to Angel Stadium, and the hail has just hit here. That's your hail report on this Wednesday. Meanwhile, more of Mason and Momo defending AD on 710 ESPN.
Uh-oh. It's official. It's official. Bergman. You Billy. Christened Philly G.
Philly G.
Philly G. Philly G. Philly G. Do we only have 2.5 hours today, right?
Yeah, 2.5 hours today.
Pack a lot of stuff.
We can spend a lot
I mean,
of time.
it's like a half hour shorter. Not that much shorter.
So,
enough.
AD's not playing tonight. LeBron's not playing tonight.
Who do we got left?
Russell's
Who do they
not
got,
playing
right?
tonight. Maybe a big Malik Beasley night. How about Pat
Schroeder?
How about Dennis Schroeder goes off?
You were about to say Pat Bev, huh?
I was.
Yeah, like he's not on the team anymore.
Who claims that he wanted out and the Lakers...
I think that's true.
I thought the Lakers got rid of him because he's a pain in the ass.
Okay.
All right, so...
Yeah, probably mutual.
There, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think both things are true.
Okay, so here's the thing. I believe...
Why are you covering your eyes?
Because I'm trying to think of exactly how to say this. Okay? So, Anthony Davis, if he is not really hurt, should be playing tonight. If he is not legit injured, he should be on the floor tonight.
Okay, so do you remember a couple years ago when he got hurt in that Phoenix series and he tried to play and it was, I think he had a groin injury or something?
Yes.
And he tried to play and after a quarter you're like, okay, no, you can't play.
These games, if you're able to drag your ass out on the court, you should be playing. If you're able to drag your ass out on the court, you should be playing. This is not second night of a back-to-back, scheduled loss.
What is the second night of a back-to-back?
No, I'm saying it's not that typical second night of a back-to-back where you say, I'm only going to play one of them. No, you play both of them at this point. You are in a position where you are fighting for your playoff lives. This is not November. This is not January. This is March. It's all come down to 20 games. If you are able to play, you drag your ass out on the court.
Generally, I would agree with you. However, I think they have enough to beat Oklahoma City anyway.
Oh, come on.
I do.
Well, first of all, yes.
They should.
It's totally possible.
That team doesn't have it's all-star.
They're 3.5-point dogs, and
is
SGA's
Dort
not
back?
playing.
I don't think Dort's back either, right?
I don't think Dort's back. Someone else is out for.
Yeah,
OKC.
they so is Oklahoma City. The answer is the Lakers don't have AD or LeBron but so Oklahoma City doesn't have their guys either.
Kenrich Williams is out for.
Yeah.
OKC.
I mean, they're missing a lot of guys too.
Yesterday, I feel so stupid now because yesterday I was saying they'll go as far as Anthony Davis can take them, and now he's not going to take them anywhere.
Yeah. Not tonight, anyway.
Not tonight.
Don't worry, he'll be back Friday.
You think so?
I have no idea.
We hope so. I hope so.
But most likely, yeah. I bet
I
you.
think he
I'll
and
put
D'Lo will
mythical
be
money on
Friday.
You put
Hey,
mythical
no,
money?
I will not allow that.
Okay.
No, that's
Why
not,
will you not allow that?
He's got that's not
I'm
a
not
fair
gonna
bet.
do it. It's fine. We don't have to do it.
Yeah,
I
no,
won't do it.
you can't. I don't think you can bet against.
I can't. I'm not going to bet against that.
No, I can't.
That's just an a-hole move.
It is.
I mean,
He's got insider trading.
If
over
he's
there.
legit hurt, he's legit hurt. If he's back on Friday, you do wonder about tonight. You do wonder about tonight.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fair enough.
Is this a real injury? Is he really injured?
I think
or
he
is
has
this,
a real injury.
Is this a real injury, or is he being careful?
Can both things be true?
No.
Well, no, that's two different things.
No, I think they can be both true.
Careful or injured? Is he being careful, or is this an injury?
Are you being careful with an injury?
Don't.
Okay,
don't.
See what I did there?
Yeah, you're totally. Yeah, I mean, you're in a different. You've got a hedge. You've got a hedge.
I
Like
believe
Ireland's
though,
sitting
like
over
no,
there.
like you know how sometimes you feel like, okay, when I played in the softball thing,
right?
I was like, yo, I just had like major surgery and a baby 4 weeks ago. So can I play? Yeah. Should I play? Probably not.
Okay.
But what I did was I said, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to pitch and I'm going to do stuff that I know will not hurt me, or I don't think will hurt me, and I will not. If anything goes above my head, I'm not going to jump up and get it, and I'm not going to do anything that's like a hard, sharp move.
Right.
So like I just kind of.
But you don't see a difference between careful and injured.
I think sometimes you have an injury that you can play with and be careful with. I was being careful with a surgery recovery. I was being careful. That's an injury that I was still being careful with.
Yeah, you're all over that. You're all over. I mean, the reality is, here's the thing. Charles Barkley called him street close. If he's able to play, if he can drag his ass out onto the court, if he's not seriously injured, you should be out there tonight. You're in the home stretch. The team will go, with LeBron out, the team will go as far as you can carry them. If he's capable of being on the floor, he should be on the floor.
That's up to him and the medical staff, right? Like,
sure.
That's up to them. To me, it's like, I don't think he takes games off lightly. I don't think he's like, you know what? I'm just not feeling it tonight.
There have been a lot of second nights of back-to-backs.
No, I think he legitimately has an injury that they need to be careful with. That can also be true that he plays on Friday.
But does that matter if they were?
I know what you're saying, Mace.
In the
I
5
do.
seed. If they were in the 5 seed, and this
would be much less important.
Would it be like, okay, you're not playing on a back-to-back?
But we're
I
in the
get
playoffs.
it.
Well, like Giannis the other day sat out. He had a quad injury.
Sure, I'm
and then
sure
he played the
was
next
But
night.
that team's won 15 in a row.
Yeah, and he sat out a game because you don't want the quad injury to get worse. Like, that's an injury that can get worse if it's sore or whatever, and they're in first place anyway.
Yeah, no, they're rolling. So
Yeah.
you can afford a night off.
Yeah.
To be careful.
My guess is that this injury that he has could get worse if he plays on it and pushes through it. And they just had that happen with LeBron. Because I'm telling you, LeBron had that foot injury for a while.
Ongoing.
And do you remember after he broke the
injury
record?
report, questionable every night.
And I had heard, like, his foot has been killing him. Like,
Right.
And then he was playing through it. I don't know if it was because, all because they wanted to win or was trying to break the record or whatever it was. He played really well with that injury. He played through a lot of pain. And then he took like 4 or 5 games. How many games did he take off there with that injury? He didn't play a couple games there.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
It was
It was after
3 or 4.
Right? And it was his foot really legitimately was hurt. And it has been hurt. And then guess what? In that game against Dallas, the thing that did it for me with the LeBron injury, where I know it's like a serious injury, he thought he stepped on someone's foot.
Oh, here's the thing about LeBron. If he's not playing, I do believe he's injured.
Yeah, I mean, the dude played the fourth
In the
quarter
case
after
of
that.
AD, there are nights that he's just not there.
Isn't there fair to say though that if he is going, if you're saying that if he plays tonight and it can get much worse, wouldn't that be the same thing for Friday? If he's going to get hurt by playing on it more,
Not
then
necessarily.
Friday you wouldn't want to take a few a week
a couple
off,
days, like for 72
take a few
hours
games
matters.
off.
Like 72 hours, like you play on Tuesday night and then you don't play till Friday. Those 72 hours can allow a lot of healing.
If he can, and this is, there are athletes that do this. If he is capable of dragging himself out onto the court to play, this is a game that he should be playing.
So you're saying it's the equivalent of an elimination game in the playoffs?
I think it's every one of these games.
Because he did that once. I remember seeing him do that.
Every
in
one of these
game.
games is critical. Do you disagree with that? Every single one of these games is critical.
But I
won't say
I don't think
it's
it's the same as an
critical.
elimination game.
It's not an elimination game, but every one of these games, particularly with LeBron out, you've got to have AD on the floor if he's capable of being on the floor.
I think on this one, I understand them being cautious. Now, could you argue? I don't disagree with your argument either, but I understand why they're not playing him tonight. He has an injury. It's not like nothing. It's not like he's like, oh, I'm just not feeling the OKC thing. It's not. He landed really badly on somebody's foot yesterday. The LeBron thing, he'd been playing on that for a long time. He knew the risk. He pushed through it, and then guess what? He thought he like that. Dave McMenamin said this on his YouTube show that he does. That he said LeBron thought he stepped on Dwight Powell's foot.
Right.
And then when you look at the tape, he didn't step on anybody's foot.
No. And
like that's when you're.
He said repeatedly, "Pop,
pop,
pop."
Yeah.
I'm not. By the way, I don't question LeBron. I think LeBron drags himself out there if he's capable of giving it something. I just don't know that that's necessarily true of Anthony Davis.
Well, maybe he hasn't earned the benefit of your doubt.
Well, I mean, he plays 45 games a year. He plays half the games. I mean, you know, let's get real. Let's get honest about it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of players you would say this about. Right? There's a lot of players who, by the way, Kevin Durant gets hurt a lot. Paul George gets hurt a lot. Kawhi gets hurt a lot.
But there's a difference between hurt and just like, just gotta be careful with this.
I know what you're saying.
But we also rip on Paul George and Kawhi for that exact same thing because of the load management thing. Because Kawhi does sit out a lot of games.
Yeah, particularly Kawhi.
Yeah, maybe not so much Paul George.
Not as much Paul George, but Kawhi.
And
there are nights that he could clear. I believe he could play.
Yes,
that he doesn't play.
And I feel like KD, he gets injured with like massive injuries.
Yeah, he legitimately, but like Anthony Davis, all of his are legit injuries.
I mean, Anthony
like
Davis sits
Kevin
out
Durant
games.
legitimately tore some ligaments in his knee.
Right, that's a legitimate
like 3 years in a row.
Yeah, that he needs to sit out.
So
for
is that
long
because
periods
he's
of
not
time.
training right? I mean, is that because or is it because he's 7 feet tall and sometimes people just land weird?
Well, I mean, that's kind of my Wembanyama issue
Here's
that
the
I've always
thing.
had. That
Anthony Davis is Anthony Davis. I don't. Earlier today, Sliwa said, "I'm surprised. I'm surprised. You can't be surprised when Anthony Davis misses a game. This is who he is. He's going to give you 45 to 50 games.
I mean,
a
to
year.
take it back to where we began this conversation, when I see a Greg Bergman call around 10:15 a.m., like, oh, what's going on?
Right.
There's no world in which I think Ireland called out.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't John.
It wasn't John. It's like, oh, Mace called.
So you're turning this around on me?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you really want to go here?
I guess. That's where we started this.
Oh, she came at you. Go ahead.
So, no, I won't get serious.
You were going to get serious.
I was going to get serious.
He was.
Come on, do it.
Do it?
Why are you so
Yeah,
soft?
do it.
Come on.
Hey,
Philly G would do it.
Hey,
Yeah.
I legit have mental health issues.
I know.
I see a shrink and a psychologist.
I know.
I do struggle
I
on a
take
day-to-day
Greg's call.
basis.
I take his
Of
call.
course you do.
And I try to make it if I can.
And I work whenever I can. Whenever I can.
I know.
And there's lots of times you drag your ass out there and you play.
I agree. I've never, where I stand
you
on
just
that.
turned the AD thing around on me.
Travis did that.
Yeah, but you're doubling down.
Oh, he's legit mad. He's actually mad. I can't smile. I can't joke my way through it.
Long show. Long show. I've got updated NBA title odds.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll do those next. For almost 40 years, Isaac from
All right, I'm talking to all 710 listeners right now. Let's start off with this. March 18th, it's a Saturday afternoon. Miles Square Park in Fountain Valley. That is where I am about to teach everybody a little bit about pickleball. And the reason is because you see my father here is a world champion pickleball player. And while I have never played pickleball, not one time in my entire life, I already got my own racket, which means I'm about to kick some you-know-what. So come on out and support. Be there. We'll all watch college ball games together, and we are going to win.
Eat it like Mace. You're good.
The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
All right, so we're on till 3:30 today. Then we got the Lakers in Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. The update today is that AD will not play. LeBron will not play. D'Lo will not play. Every one of these games critical to making the postseason. And everybody talking about AD, which is the most and latest injury here. So, Momo, I've got the Vegas odds to win the NBA championship.
Let me guess.
Updated as of today.
Today.
Who's the favorite to win the title?
Milwaukee Bucks.
Bergman, who's the favorite to win the title?
Yeah, Milwaukee Bucks.
It's Boston at 3-1.
Oh, really?
Who's number 2?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Phoenix.
Jorge's on it.
Oh,
Phoenix.
wow.
He's not in the top
9-2.
Oh, that's stupid.
That is stupid.
They just won 15 in a row.
Then comes Milwaukee at 21-4. By the way, these odds are really weird. What is 21-4 boiled down to when you
like
add
7-1,
it to 2?
right?
Is it 7-1?
No. 21-4, 5-1, basically.
It's a little bit over.
A little over 5.
Yeah.
Okay. And Phoenix is 4.5-1. That puts it in better perspective. All right, Denver is next.
Really?
15-2. So that's 7.5-1.
We're so good.
Yeah, I don't know why they make the numbers like
I know, they
big
just-
like this,
Yeah,
and
I
then
know.
it totally
You
screws
gotta
it up.
do
Make it to 2
math.
instead of 1. Just
Because, like, all anyone's really going to do is do the division, and they're probably going to do it wrong, and they'll be like, ish, right?
who's
Those-
next? So we go Boston, Phoenix, Milwaukee, Denver. Who's next?
Golden State.
Golden State, 12-1.
Still?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, they're above 500 now. Steph
I
coming
know.
back.
I know.
Steph's coming back
Yeah.
next week. Who's next?
Philly?
Clippers.
Clippers. They just
They've
lost
lost
3 in a row.
Yeah.
I know.
They
They've
haven't
not
won
won since Westbrook got there.
Yeah.
2 of those games were overtime games. Yeah, but haven't won since Westbrook got
Mm-hmm.
there. Dallas 1-4 since
Kyrie
got there. Next is Memphis, who was my pick to go to the finals in
Mine
the first place.
too.
Yeah, I picked Memphis, Milwaukee for the finals.
Me too.
Did you have exactly the same picks?
Exactly the same picks. Did you just read what I put on ESPN and then
No,
decide I'm going to roll with Momo?
I thought this stuff up myself.
Wow.
I'm a thinker. And then, what do you think the Lakers are?
I would say the Lakers are 25-1, probably like 10th.
Bergman?
35-1.
22-1. So Momo was very close.
Yeah.
But I think the Lakers always get extra shine
Yeah.
because of the proximity to Vegas, and the Lakers
And
always
it's the
show
Lakers and it's
Dodgers,
LeBron,
all the LA teams absolutely show up higher than necessarily they.
You got that before the AD injury, right?
That was before
Okay.
AD got hurt.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry for the uncomfortableness.
I don't care. Make it as uncomfortable as you want.
No,
Philly
you know
G.
what's interesting though? You got to get like a different voice
Philly
too.
G.
It's like a whole swagger.
I need to hear a Philly accent so I can do the Philly
Angelo Cataldi, WIP.
Oh, there you go. Angelo Cataldi. All right, so AD, okay?
No.
That's not bad.
No, that's
not
more
bad.
that's more like old Jewish guy than Philly.
No. Angelo Cataldi, WIP in Philly.
I used to do his show.
Philly Billy Warndell.
I would call it into his
It's
show.
basically my Philly Billy Warndell impression.
Oh, okay.
Philly Billy Warndell.
Yeah.
Leonard DiCaprio. That's isn't
Leonard
that
DiCaprio.
That's Mad Dog, yeah. Mad Dog doesn't know his stars.
Yeah.
All right. Let me do something different here, okay?
Okay.
Let me try something different.
It's an echo there.
Heim Bloom is the Red Sox general manager, and I think this quote is fascinating. He says, I've had a lot of people who write and say stuff on the radio who will privately disavow me and tell me they're performing, so I don't take any of it personally.
Huh.
Do you think
that's interesting?
He's right.
Yeah, I do.
You think some people are just saying stuff to say stuff?
Oh, yeah. On the radio in Boston, yes.
Do you say stuff to say stuff? No.
No.
Bergman, do you say stuff to say stuff?
Not most of the time.
Yeah, I don't either. Most of the time, I don't.
You see what you say most of the time.
Yeah, sometimes.
So, like, there are times.
Sometimes I like yanking people's chains.
Okay, I will say this. I
You
have
have
a
lie
different
today.
role than you do, right? Where I hear things, I'll know things,
Right.
I'll kind of. But and I have a rule, and like, unless I'm ready to report something, if I have enough, there's a standard of like speculating on the radio versus actually reporting something.
Right.
You need 2-3 sources, and they have to be like ironclad. You can't just do some hearsay third hand.
Right.
You know, even if I think the hearsay third hand is right.
Well, your standard is totally different than everybody because
Yeah.
you're a reporter
Right.
and people take what you say and they take
Right, I know.
They read
but so
into
there's
it that
times
you've
where
talked
like
to somebody.
I will hold back on my opinion sometimes because of I know how it will be taken as a report. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Yeah, it totally does.
Yeah.
No, you're in a different category.
Yeah, it's a different category. Now, most of them I'll just give you my opinion unvarnished, or I'll make sure you know what I'm talking about, right?
Right.
But it's also like I think that Chaim is right. Like, and also I think that's everything. Like, most people would not say to your face what they say on social media, on what they say on the radio. Like, I actually give people a lot of credence when they say it to your face or they say it out loud. Because I'd much rather somebody say it to my face where I feel like,
You know what's weird? I would much rather say something out loud than
Yeah.
put it on Twitter.
right, me too.
I'd much rather say it out loud than
Yeah,
put it on
me
Twitter.
too. I don't respect people who just say that
I'm
on
not super
Twitter.
active on Twitter. Twitter, I've come around to Ireland's position.
Yeah.
Twitter is really bad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Twitter's bad.
Yeah, it's, you know.
Instagram isn't so bad.
Yeah, but you can't live in that reality either. It's not. It's just a filtered, weird
Well,
reality.
all it is it's like you saying, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I was the person
right
in my Instagram account.
And like every once in a while, people will put some reality up there, but it's mostly in like a complaining kind of way,
Right.
and but it's not even the real truth of like. I have people who like I would consider friends who will just see what's going on my Instagram and think they like know me and my kids and like, oh, I love watching your kids grow up, and I'm like, you've never met them.
Yeah, but
yeah,
isn't that the way we know people now?
Yeah, that's the way we
I
know.
That's the way I know people that I
Yeah.
knew 20 years ago.
Yeah, but there's a difference
That's the only
between
way I
seeing them
keep
in
up.
person. So I've actually had an interesting experience this year going to games again.
Right.
Because for the last 2 years, we weren't really going to games, or we would go and we weren't allowed to talk to anybody. So I just talked to everybody over the phone. And now I'm making a point to like do the job the way I used to, which was like go to games and just work the room.
Right.
Like talk to everyone.
Yeah,
if
I've seen
can.
you work the room. You're good at it.
In person. That's when you just talk to everybody.
Right.
And it's like, oh my gosh, how much of this stuff, how much information and knowledge and understanding of what's actually going on with a team was I leaving on the table those 2 years I was just on the phone.
Right.
A lot.
Insight. You missed out on
And I was
insight.
on the phone. I'm not talking that's closer than being on social media.
But like your tweet, do you say stuff in your Twitter?
Never.
Never.
I used to do opinions or comment or just pop off on Twitter a little bit more when I first was there. Never anymore.
Bergman, I see you put stuff up on Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah, I put some things. Like, I'll put pictures of my daughter and things that we do that's sporting, like at SoFi. But
Yeah, social media's, I mean, to social media-ize,
Yeah,
if
but no,
that's
I mean,
a
like,
term, is different from, I think this should
I mean,
happen.
I'll do some of those things. Like, I was watching the Laker game last night, and I saw some things that Austin Reeves was doing, and I'll post about that.
Yes.
And I'll say, like, I love how Austin Reeves plays because he's not just shooting just to shoot. He's looking for the good shot.
Right, I saw that tweet.
Yeah, so I'll put that kind of thing out there. And that's about it, though. I'm not trying to get too deep into it.
But at this point, are we at the point where Twitter's just garbage?
I mean, most of it is, yeah.
Yeah, mostly.
It really is.
It's a spot for people
Yeah.
to absolutely hate on whatever you have to
I
say.
also think people who give their real opinions on Twitter probably don't have much accountability for it. Like, there's not that much that's going to happen to them if they really pop off.
See, I disagree. I think in writing it's different.
Yeah, and writing is different.
When you say something in writing, it's on your permanent record, and you live with that.
Okay, but you have a public forward-facing job.
Yes.
Most people on Twitter who are popping off at you are not forward-facing public jobs.
True.
So no one's really reading their Twitter being like, oh, like.
And by the way, I get a lot of nice stuff on Twitter. I go to Twitter like every day. I get a lot of nice stuff, and people say nice things and all that. But I also get a lot of, you suck and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Morales is so cute. Every time somebody comes at me on Twitter and he sees it in the feed, he'll always call out the troll.
Good for him.
Defend my honor. And
Good
I'm like,
for him.
I appreciate that, but don't even give them the oxygen. Just
block. All right. So the Dodgers have got an issue at shortstop now that Gavin Lux is gone for the year. And Jack Harris of the LA Times, who have I read Jack Harris before today?
I think he was there last year.
Yeah, he's been there for a year. Yeah, I think last year, maybe even the year before.
He threw out a bunch of ideas, and there's one that stuck.
Ooh.
There's one that stuck as a potential solution to this dilemma that the Dodgers are in. We'll do that coming up next. Momo's in for John, 710 ESPN.
All right, we're reminding you that Pickleball Madness, or March Pickleball Madness, is coming up on March 18th at Miles Square Park in Fountain Valley. It's free for all non-participants, and there's a million things to do, Al.
All right, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Come out, hang out. We do these events every time we do them. We love having listeners there. We got our Pop-A-Shot Challenge. We got a beer garden going on. So we got everything going on. Don't forget that day.
Games for the kids. Bring the kids on out. It'll be a great time. You'll watch me and Al just wipe the floor with everybody because we're pickleball experts.
We'll be out in the first round.
Well, Mace is taking it hard today. First, Travis called him our very own Anthony Davis earlier, and then Momo went in.
I mean, to take it back to where we began this conversation, when I see a Greg Bergman call around 10:15 a.m., like, oh, what's going on?
Right.
There's no world in which I think Ireland called out.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't John.
It wasn't John. It's like, oh, Mace called.
So you're turning this around on me?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you really want to go here?
I mean, Mace, you can't get mad when people start spitting facts, yo. Mason in Ireland continues with Momo right now.
Yeah. So, Morales is.
Oh man, the Philly G is really taking off. Right?
Is it?
What'd I do?
Oh, Philly G.
Oh, Philly G. Oh, so Philly G. Philly G's taking off.
I mean, this guy says fly, Bergie, fly, and they gave you the Eagles.
Okay. Hey, you made it.
I just went to Twitter. Here's some of the stuff that's going on. Philly G.
Philly G.
Chuck Lee tweets, Jesus Lord, Venice Mace can't roll with a bit.
I don't know.
I think I roll with every bit.
I think I think you do too.
I don't think you're actually upset when you pretend to be upset.
No, don't make that Heim Bloom thing true.
Oh, no.
He says everybody's just
What, were you upset when Momo was saying that you take time off?
No,
exactly.
A little tiny bit.
No, not at
A
all.
little tiny bit.
Okay, so I presented myself as pissed off. The moment the mics went off, Momo said, "Are you really mad?" I said, "No."
Oh yeah.
I don't friggin' care.
I don't know. I can always see the the actual blood boiling.
Yeah, it's not. It really doesn't boil. Jonathan Watson, I'm not defending AD, and criticism is warranted, but May saying he only plays 40 games a year is dramatic. That's only been the last 2 seasons. Well, it's been the last 2 seasons.
You know
what?
It has. He misses a lot of time.
Open Twitter, I get pissed off.
Okay, but let me tell you some things about the NBA.
Yeah.
And in just sports in general.
Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
This is good.
Say?
Hey, Momo.
Yeah.
Has Venice Mace texted you the traditional "you've lost a friend" message to mentioning his vacation days?
I don't know. Let me see.
No, not doing it.
Not yet.
To be fair, Anthony Davis this is his last games played. This year, 38, 40 last year, 36 the year before that, 62, 56.
And what I say, he averages about 50
By the way,
the
the
last 3 years low. Last 3
There's
years
a championship in there.
And not tonight, which is an important game.
Okay, so this is a better way to put it.
Okay.
When you play for the Lakers and people watch every game,
Yeah.
and they dissect every game,
Yeah.
there is a heightened scrutiny of everything you do, every game you play, every move you make, blah, 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 blah. Like the Clippers played last night, and they lost to the Timberwolves.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing a whole show on that.
No, who cares?
Right?
I don't care what the
But
Clippers
I'm sure
do.
there were reasons why they lost.
Hate the Clippers. Yeah,
Was it
good for them.
because, so in a way, they sort of have it easier. Like I saw Mike Brown the other night. I went to that Clippers-Kings game that was 176 to 175.
Right. 316 points or whatever it was.
And I remember, and I was like, that was like the greatest game I've been to. I did leave in the third quarter. I did leave because I wanted to beat the rain and all that. I was tired.
Beat the rain.
Beat the rain. It was big bands. You know I'm the weather girl. I know when the big bands of rain are coming through.
I know you know.
It's like, it's going to hit around 11 p.m. I need to leave by 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
So I left at 9:30 and listened to it the whole way home. And by the time I got to Monday, I wrote my notes for when I was going to go on NBA Today. And I was like, we should talk about that Kings-Clippers game. It was amazing. Like, that really was an amazing game.
Did you acknowledge that you left in the third quarter when you were talking about the game on NBA Today?
I was going to, but we never got to it.
Okay.
Is my point.
Did you present yourself as I was at the game?
I probably...
Which is true.
Yeah, it's true. But, on TV, you don't have a lot of time to talk.
You don't.
On the radio, I get little bite-sized things. But the point is, that was a really interesting game. It was really interesting to see the Westbrook part of it. The Kings are an interesting story. They're good this year. That was their second night of a back-to-back. I, as a reporter, spent all of pregame talking to all these Kings people. How's Mike Brown won the team over and De'Aaron Fox. And, that's interesting stuff for, people in Sacramento.
Right.
But no one is looking at the Clippers-Kings game because it was first of all, it happened on a Friday.
Right.
And second, by the time it got to Monday, people had forgotten about it.
And by the way,
that's
nobody
what
really
happens.
talks about the Clippers. They don't they don't have. I mean, you look at Lakers Twitter. There's an army in Lakers Twitter.
Right. So is anybody calling out? Paul George right now is on a minutes restriction. Do you know that? He couldn't play the rest of that game because he was on a minutes restriction.
But you're taking us down a road called I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. So the Anthony Davis confirmation bias, street clothes, yada, yada,
It's not confirmation bias. He misses a lot of games.
Okay.
Look, we also live in a world where we grew up watching, or not, most of us grew up watching Kobe Bryant play through absolutely
That's right.
everything.
That's right, Greg.
But you're right.
That's true.
And
Okay,
LeBron
Philly
plays
G,
through
you got a point with that.
But it is.
But it's true
fair.
though. Anytime, and when you're in LA, when you're
And
a
also
Laker,
LeBron
you're
plays through a lot of stuff.
Exactly, and LeBron plays through a lot of stuff. We've watched guys. I'm sure Magic did, and Kareem did, and all the guys in the '80s all played through that stuff too. So now, when we have a guy that's not playing through it, we're like, we just watched Kobe do all this. We've watched LeBron put everything he possibly has and playing through all these injuries.
So
and
then
now
let's offer a
AD's
different
not.
example. John Ireland sleeps, 4 hours a night?
Yeah, whatever.
Does that mean the rest of us are lazy?
No, he's got a sleeping problem. He's got a sleeping
But
disorder.
he seems okay. Does that mean we should be able to function on 4 hours a
I
night?
think he's working himself into the ground.
Yeah,
but
I do too.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like, man,
I don't like it when he comes in here and he's falling asleep.
I've seen that too. I'm like, is it me?
Hey, John, wake up. Pay attention.
Literally, Pepe Mantilla recorded that for us. Come on.
There have been times when I was talking to John and I'm like, is he falling asleep right now?
I told John's wife about it.
Oh, yeah?
But he's legitimately really tired.
What'd she say?
I said, your husband is,
dozing
closing
off.
his eyes and falling asleep. I said, it's become a joke now for all of us. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. He does.
You know what?
He
You know what's fun?
dozes
He
off.
does.
What? And by the way, now it's on YouTube, so
people can tell.
People can see it.
People can
see
tell.
it.
Like, I forget that people can see every little thing. Like, at some point, like, I'm glad I'm not on every day because people would be like, what's Momo eating for lunch today? Like, that would be like a burner account on Twitter. Momo's lunch.
Oh,
what kind of coffee?
Yeah. Trash burger sucks.
Coming up.
Can I get to this thing that I was going to get to?
Yeah, do it.
So this guy, what's his name? Jack Harris?
Yeah, from the LA Times.
Jack Harris from the LA Times.
That sounds like a good newspaper man.
It is.
Jack Harris.
So he suggested this, that he had a bunch of suggestions. Like, for example, the Dodgers should sign Andrelton Simmons, who's a good defensive shortstop, who's out there and available. It's fine. Doesn't hit. Jack Harris of the LA Times, among the things he suggested was Willie Adames from Milwaukee.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's a good one.
Who last year batted .238.
Yeah, how many home runs?
31 homers,
There
98
you go.
RBIs.
We know that from fantasy sports, don't we?
I also know it from the notes I made earlier today. Yeah. 31 and 98. They also have a very unhappy starting pitcher who can walk away at the end of this year.
Corbin Burns. 1 year, $10 million. Then he's
unrestricted free agent. What do you say? And by the way, he was 12 and 8, 2.94 ERA, started 33 games.
He's real good.
He's really good. How can we wangle a deal for Willie Adames and Corbin Burns?
Who's the big prospects?
Well, we got a load of them. This is the time to spend them. This is why you keep prospects.
Yeah.
This is why you collect prospects.
Yeah.
To make a deal like this. And I don't know if Friedman's listening or not, but this is conceptually a really good deal.
I love that you think that he would need your suggestion. Like, he doesn't need to. I'm sure he's thought of this. Okay, go ahead. They have lots of vision
Jack
boards there.
Harris did not link Willie Adames to Corbin Burns.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're putting two things together.
I'm throwing him in.
Okay. It's a good novel concept. Go ahead.
Throwing him into the deal.
Who are the prospects? Who are you going to give up?
We got. You know,
got to be a pitcher. Got to be a top flight pitcher.
Sure. Well, you've got Gavin Stone.
How about Walker Buehler?
He's hurt this year.
Yeah,
What does
that's what I'm
Milwaukee
saying.
want to be in the Walker Buehler business?
Yeah, but he's
coming
a
back
proven
from
guy.
surgery and
He's a proven guy.
Well, do I? Yeah, I don't think that's the kind of guy they're looking for a bag of magic beans. This is a bag of magic beans deal.
Somebody down on the farm.
Correct.
So here's the problem with it all, too, is that Willie Adames, I just looked up his contract. He's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year.
Fine, doesn't matter.
He makes $8 million.
Perfect.
Corbin Burns is unrestricted free agent next
makes
year.
$10 million.
1 year, $10 million.
Yeah.
So you can't give up some massive amount to get these two
I care
guys.
about this year.
Yeah, so go out. No, I'm saying go get these guys. You can, but like you're not going to give up your top 5 prospects.
Well,
for
I
the
don't
two
think
of them.
I don't think your top 5 prospects is necessarily the way you make a deal like this. I mean,
you can make that deal though.
Yeah, I mean, this deal makes complete sense for the Dodgers. You add depth to your starting rotation. Corbin Burns is probably your number 2 starter after Julio Urias.
He might be more than.
Well, I think
Julio.
Julio's is our number 1
Out of
starter.
respect for Julio, yes. But
Especially
Burns
Julio,
is really good.
We're trying to keep him for next year. He's going to be expensive. Julio can walk away at the end of this year.
Ooh.
Julio reportedly is not happy, I think, because they've used him in ways that they didn't use any other starting pitcher.
Yeah, they put him in weird spots all the time.
They did.
Yeah.
I think because your thought, which is not wrong, but your thought of that Burns would be better than Julio is part of the reason why he wouldn't want to stay.
Right. See, that's why I said Corbin Burns number 2 starter.
Yes, number 2 starter. Yeah, it would
I mean,
go.
Julio
Julio
Urias was a
Burns.
top 3 Cy Young vote getter last
Probably
year.
should have won the last 2 Cy Youngs. He was
Yeah,
right there.
he was
for
right
the last
there.
2 years.
All right.
It's a good idea.
I like it.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing that happens in baseball.
And, the Dodgers are the kind of organization that
They
thinks
can do
big.
that. Yeah, now if they do that, they're not getting under the luxury tax.
Again, how many times do I have to say, I don't care if they're under the luxury tax. Steve Cohen doesn't care. Peter Seidler doesn't care. Why do the Dodgers care about the luxury tax? They are the friggin' Dodgers. All right, next is Bobcat. Jorge, what are you laughing about?
Again. I don't care about the
Yeah, I mean, everybody keeps saying
It's
the
not
luxury
your
tax, the
billions.
luxury tax, the luxury tax. They've got billions and their own TV network.
You're a funny guy.
Which Travis Rogers watches late at night.
Yes, he watches those documentaries. He's seen the Fernando documentary a whole bunch of times. All right, coming up next for you is What's Up, Fool?
What's up, fool?
Bergman's going to throw some stuff at us. Mason in Ireland, 710.
If you didn't eat it like Mace, you're good.
Formerly known as Bobcat. It's time for What's Up, Fool?
What's up, fool?
Take it away, Kirby Gray.
Thanks, Chris. All right, so Jonathan Quick is one of the best goaltenders
Yes,
that
he is.
the Los
Yeah.
Angeles Kings have ever had, and he was traded last night to the
Can't
Columbus Blue
believe
Jackets.
it.
It was kind of necessary, unfortunately, to go forward this year, but he has gotten up in age and is not his normal self in the net.
Still.
He lost his starting nod to
Yep.
Phoenix Copley, who has
I
been
know.
great, but it's the end of an era for 32. What will you remember about Quickie?
No, I mean, it's pretty easy. 2 Stanley Cups. I mean, he was the goalie that really carried
Where did
them
they trade him to, too? It was like
Columbus Blue
Winnipeg.
Jackets.
Oh, Columbus.
But there comes a time, this is a heartless business.
Yeah, it is.
This is a heartless business. I mean, he'll always have a special place in Kings history, but it's like Paul Brown once said, you will be tolerated until you can be replaced. He's been replaced.
Dang, that's a good quote.
Yeah, it is a good quote. Yeah. But that's essentially what's going on here.
Yeah.
But
Was he making too much money? Did they have to do it? Could they just keep him as a backup? Or
I think if they wanted to move forward this year and really go for the Stanley Cup again, they needed to move him to allow somebody else to come up and take
one of
Phoenix Copley's
the
backup
great LA Kings of this era.
Quickie.
Won't be forgotten anytime soon. I mean, I got to be at both those Stanley Cup
Me too,
championships, and it was
Awesome.
unbelievable, and he was a huge part of it. But again, it's a very cut and dried, hard and callous business.
Yeah. Momo, you have anything else about
That
Quickie or
would
not?
be the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
that's what
fine.
he said.
I loved him. He was fantastic in those 2 years. I was there. He basically pushed them to the Stanley Cup.
He
by being
stood
so-
on his head, Greg.
Stood on his head is the right
Yes.
framing of it. I like that.
What's up, fool?
Do you have anything on it?
You've extended my.
See what Mason said.
Yeah, exactly.
I
What
mean,
he said.
I went to those
I
games
love him.
too. I wrote about him, and I know him, and I knew where you were going when you
Yes.
said his name. So
Yeah.
that's
perfect.
my reaction.
It was just shocking to see him go last
I
night. I was
know.
like, oh man, that was really
It also made me realize how long it's been since they won the Stanley Cup. Like it felt like a long time ago. That
2014.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
2014. Yeah.
But I just felt like we needed to mention it at some point today because
It's good that
he
you
was-
did.
Thank you. Thank
Can
you.
we get Dave Joseph on the phone?
Thanks, Jonathan Quick, for an unbelievable run.
Yeah, gracias.
Yes. All right. So the Eagles have sent a petition to the NFL to try and allow players to wear numbers 0 and 00. Kansas City just recently petitioned the league to allow anyone to wear single-digit numbers, and they won that, and now players are wearing single digits if they're on the defense or wide receivers. I don't know if this will pass or not for the 0 00, but why is 0 and 00 not allowed right now?
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, I don't
I don't
know
know.
the answer. I think 0 is actually a pretty cool number.
Yeah,
People will remember 0.
yeah. I like it.
Yeah, I don't.
You would pass it?
Oh, I would absolutely pass.
Yeah, I wonder why it's not allowed now.
I think it'd be cool to have that number 0.
Yeah. So apparently it is not allowed since like 1973 or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very strange.
What's up, fool?
That was more like a
turn.
nugget.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
okay.
That was all.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
What's up, fool?
0.
Okay. So, Lady Gaga
Double
is
0.
being sued by the woman involved in stealing her dogs.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, despite being connected and charged for the crime, the woman claims Gaga has not paid her the $500,000 reward she has. And I lost my page.
It's all right. Anyways,
She's getting sued by the woman who claims that she didn't pay her the $500.
Okay. So I don't keep track of Lady Gaga's dogs. I know they were stolen.
Okay, but
at
if
some
they stole
point.
your dogs, what would
So
the
wait,
reward
so the
be?
woman who stole her dogs wants the reward?
$500,000.
Yes, because she returned them 2 days later.
Yeah, she was the girlfriend of one of the guys
Yeah.
that was involved in beating up her dog walker and stealing.
Okay,
the
so
dog.
but she was part of the
But
plot.
she was, I don't know, but she was the one who returned the dog or dogs, I can't remember. But she was.
You know what this reminds me
She was
of?
a girlfriend of one of the guys.
This is like Tanya Harding and Jeff Gillooly. Like Harding may have known
she knew.
something.
Come on, she knew.
Of course she did.
I think she knew
She
what
was
happened,
completely in on that
but I don't
scheme.
think she was part of the let's go hit Nancy
It was like
Kerrigan
she
with
knew,
it.
but she didn't.
Yeah.
It was like, I know,
Maybe
I'm
I
not
have
going to do anything to
plausible
stop you.
deniability, yeah.
So this woman probably knew what happened.
But
and
wasn't,
might have been it.
didn't try to stop him. And
So
just
I stole them and Bert
And then
was
she
trying to
thinks
return
she
them.
did the right thing by returning the dogs.
Yeah, I don't think she's got a case. If she's in on a scheme to steal dogs,
Yeah.
and she knew about the scheme or
Yeah, so
was
basically
aware
they're
of
going to
it.
have to prove that she didn't know anything about it. In order
Do they have
for
to
her
prove
get the
that?
money. That's what I would think in
Yeah.
order to get the money.
She technically returned the dogs, but she also technically was in on stealing them. So you technically are not eligible to make this lawsuit.
You're technically
lot
right.
Lot of air quotes.
This is a good topic.
Yeah, it's
It
good
is. I
topic.
like it.
Yeah, you don't mess with people's dogs.
No.
Don't mess with people's dogs. I'm telling you, anything ever. I have a unique set of skills.
I know you do.
A unique set of skills. It will be taken. I will go full Liam Neeson.
What's up, fool?
All right, guys.
Technically,
Oh,
Amanda, you're
that's
next.
a way better topic
Awesome,
than
Andy's
Greg's
got a
topic,
question.
by
Yep,
the way.
I
Jorge.
got one.
It was
I
good.
got one, and it's kind of creepy, actually. I
good.
sent it to Greg yesterday, and actually to Emily.
Okay.
So, a new device out of China allows couples to share a kiss with real physical intimacy from anywhere in the world. The device attaches to your phone and is equipped with a silicone mold of a person's lips that has sensors and actuators to mimic an actual kiss from your loved one.
What?
The kissing device can also transmit the sounds made by the user's partner on the other end.
What?
The device's creator said the inspiration for the invention was his own long-distance relationship, and the cost of it is $40. Are you guys,
$40?
Are you in on this?
This is disgusting. So what you're saying?
You're not with this device,
You're
right?
ma-
I mean, I'm
you're
pretty sure
making-
they have things like that vibrate.
But you
Oh.
are making out with your
Jeez.
phone at the end of the day, right? That's
I
what you're
mean-
doing. You're making
well,
out with your phone.
I'm going to come in and I'm going to show you a picture of this thing.
Okay. So you
And then the rest of you can look this up online.
So you stick a pair of lips on your phone, and your
Yes.
partner sticks a pair of lips on their phone. Then you each kiss your own phones. That's
Hey, let's buy one and try it. Let's buy it.
That's weird, Jorge.
that.
Oh,
Jorge, you
Brenda.
and Brenda.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was you and Mace.
Oh, hang on a second. Boss man is bringing the picture.
I don't know.
No, me and Brent.
That's not what I thought it was.
That's so creepy. That's so creepy.
It's pretty creepy.
This fool.
Well, that's
I'm
what
not
you
in
said.
on this.
Why don't we buy it and
let's just
try
buy
it?
No, yeah. I mean,
Why
I'm
would I
gonna-
not
I'll
think that
try
it was you
with
two?
Brenda.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of stores like this in the valley.
Yeah, no.
Sell things like this.
That is very, very weird. I mean, are people that? I guess okay. So have you ever
On
been in a
YouTube,
long
you can
distance
see it on
relationship?
Amanda's camera.
A little bit. Yeah, I mean, when we first started dating, we were a little long distance.
So does that mean you kiss your
Nope.
phone? Yeah.
I don't
No.
need all that. I mean,
FaceTime is enough. Zoom is
there's
enough.
so many
I'm not
things I
going to
can
kiss my
say
phone.
that I just can't unsay.
By the way, phones completely filthy too. You're kissing a filthy phone.
Well, you're not kissing the phone.
Well, you're kissing
The thing
fake
that you're
lips
putting
on your
onto
phone.
the
well,
phone.
I mean, you can, wipe it off with like an alcohol wipe or something before
Mm,
you use
yeah,
it each
sanitizer.
time.
Come on.
No.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing is gross
That
just
is
in general.
shocking. It's a
just-
shocking
when
story.
I saw that, I was like, "What?
Yeah, it's
It's disgusting."
It is a disgusting invention.
Can you
It will
imagine
go
what,
nowhere.
What else those lips are going to touch?
I was thinking that, but I didn't say that.
Jorge.
Jeez, Jorge.
Hey, you're technology forward, okay?
For
So
40
this
bucks,
is-
this is not good technology.
For 40
bucks. No, look,
But
I
all
love
technology is good technology.
This is not good technology.
Why not?
All technology is not
I think
good.
people are going to buy this.
I do too.
I do not.
You're asking AI if they have emotions, but you're not okay with this.
Yeah.
Come on.
Kissing my phone? That's
You're not
ridiculous.
kissing
You're not
the
kissing your
phone.
You're kissing some silicone lips
Yes.
that are
Kissing
attached to
pretend
your
lips
phone.
on Bergman, order him.
What if no?
Oh,
No,
yes,
I'm not
let's
going
do
to do
it.
it.
No,
Jorge,
let's do
Jorge's
it.
doing it.
Jorge, you
Jorge,
order
you
it.
doing it? I'll buy you pretend lips to stick on your phone.
We're going to film him and
you and
Brenda?
simultaneous.
All right, during her lunch break.
Phone kissing? Yeah, okay.
Let's do
Jorge's
it.
going to do the phone
Yeah.
kissing. Send me the link. I'll order him, and Jorge can kiss his phone.
So you wouldn't do this with Juan?
No.
I'll give you 100,000 mythical
Momo, you wouldn't do this with Nev.
Never in a million years.
What? Jorge, you said you'd give him 100,000 mythical dollars?
If you buy it and do it one.
100,000 mythical dollars
Yeah.
if I buy it.
Done, like
and
that.
you do it
and
with
do
Juan.
it with Juan.
and we'll record it and have it for the Mandy's.
Nobody needs
I
to see it.
need 100,000
You do
mythical
need-
dollars
You should do it.
badly.
You
And
should
that would
do
also
it.
bring him into the 200s, so you guys are actually
Exactly.
pretty close to even.
All right, I'll order it.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it?
With Juan?
Yeah.
And we'll put it on video?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh my
How's
god.
Juan
know.
going to feel about
100,000
this?
mythical dollars, I'll
Yeah, it's a lot. 100,000 mythical
I'll do it.
With you and Juan on video.
But Juan has to do it too.
It's probably going to take
Oh,
a while to
well.
get here.
With you and Juan on video.
Stupid. I'm not doing it. It's ridiculous. That's a stupid
Well, look,
piece
okay,
of technology.
now, okay.
All technology is not good, Bergman.
I agree. I don't think most technology is good. But if you did it with
Said
Ireland,
the guy who has a phone and a laptop.
No,
Did
it's
it
fine.
with Ireland? Did what
No,
with
like,
Ireland?
no. But you're on,
You kiss
you're on
Ireland?
different. No, if you're doing it on different phones, you're not actually kissing the person. You're kissing your phone, and Ireland's kissing the phone. If you get
Wait,
one and put one on each,
What?
you do that.
What are you talking about?
You're not.
Yeah.
You can't touch it
Yeah, but why would he do it with Ireland?
Why would that happen?
because you're not going to do it with one.
I'm so confused right
Yeah,
now.
no, why would they-
Fine. Fine.
What's up, fool?
Let's move on.
Don't
Fake
buy it.
lips,
Don't worry
fake
about
lips
it.
on
Yeah.
a phone.
Don't worry about it.
Don't buy it. Yeah,
Don't
forget
buy
it.
it. All right, I'm out.
Forget
I'm
about
out
it.
on
If
fake
anybody
lips
else
on a
wants to
phone.
do that, that's fine.
Yeah,
I just
send
think
us
you
a
have a lot
video.
of other options.
Put it on YouTube.
Plus, you could download sounds to
Yeah.
People do
Oh,
weird
sure.
stuff, man. That's all I know.
I
All right.
know.
All right. So
That was a good question, though,
I feel
Boss
like this
Amanda.
market is already filled.
Good bit. That was a good bit.
and buy me a jar of farts.
What are you doing? That cannot be out of context. You have to explain that there's
Yeah.
some.
Oh,
it's some real thing.
like my
There are
drop about
people
that. I don't think I
buying
farted
that.
in too much.
Yes,
Is always out
there
of
was
context.
a woman that was
Yeah,
selling her.
farts a jar.
I honestly don't think I farted in 2 months.
No, so the fart in the jar thing is
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Some,
I know.
Some OnlyFans lady, some old OnlyFans woman decided I'm going to sell.
And people
I guess
buy
I'm going to
it?
fart into a jar and then I'm going to put the lid on really fast. I'm going to send it to
Does
you.
it work though? Does it like actually smell
People
like
are
a fart?
buying
No,
it.
those are the same people that will buy these silicone lips for
Yeah.
their
You're right.
phones.
Yep.
That's the
100%.
silicone lip crowd.
Oh, you know what? That's actually a great call.
it's gonna sell.
It is.
People
There
are gonna
are
do this.
enough weirdos in this
There
world
are
Yeah.
a lot of weirdos.
that there is a market for this.
Yep, there are a lot of weirdos.
Yeah.
What's up, fool?
All right. So Netflix is launching a show this summer called NFL Quarterback, and it will follow some of the most interesting quarterbacks in all of football.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes,
Good.
Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota.
What?
Ratings bonanza with all those personalities.
Marcus Mariota just got cut by the Falcons. What is he going to have? He's going to be a backup somewhere.
I
isn't he?
think
He's
this
not
is
gonna be a starting
Mahomes has a
quarterback.
production company. Is that correct?
It's something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But why those three quarterbacks?
Patrick Mahomes is not interesting either.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, he is.
No. His family is interesting.
No,
But
he's
don't you
interesting
think that'll
'cause
be
he's
part
great.
of it? He's interesting. People love Patrick Mahomes. My mom, old ladies love Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but my mom's favorite is Patrick Mahomes.
I think it's so this is also this new frontier where athletes have their own production companies and they have to do content and stuff. So those are the other guys are the ones who said yes, right?
Right. Kirk Cousins.
When Pat called him over, the production company called him up and said, and he probably cut him in on the deal a little bit. Those other, but
Well, it's also the edge of another frontier, which is we've seen F1 Drive to Survive.
Right.
Now there's a golf one, and there's a tennis one.
I heard the
now
golf
they're
one's
gonna
good.
Do a quarterback one. I just
No.
can't get up for golf.
that? You like that?
That's Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. I watched one episode of the tennis one. I can't say I stuck with it. It was
No.
Nick Kyrgios,
yeah.
who was pretty interesting, but
Yeah.
I mean I don't really care about it. But I guess this is just looking for another way to engage.
It's all about
fans.
content. Content is king, and athletes. It's like the Derek Jeter really did start that with the Players Union, this idea that you should own your own content.
Well, now everybody's got a podcast.
The problem is it has to be good.
Right.
And it's hard to be good when there's not an editorial distance.
So you're right. So you're telling your own story as opposed to somebody else telling your story. Which
it's
is
like
always
Winning
more
Time versus the Laker doc.
Correct.
I found value in both.
Yeah, I found Winning Time much better than the Laker doc.
It was more entertaining.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we want now? Entertainment?
Yes.
What's up, Foo?
All right, that'll do it.
Let's do it. All right. So I got information, kind of ties into what we were talking about Tom Brady and stand-up comedy.
Oh, good. I thought you were going to talk about the lips thing again.
No, yesterday we broke the news that Tom Brady was interested in stand-up comedy in his year before he joins. I've got details on that.
Oh, boy.
That's coming up next. Mason in Ireland. Momo's in for John.
All right, I'm talking to all 710 listeners right now. Let's start off with this. March 18th, it's a Saturday afternoon. Miles Square Park in Fountain Valley. That is where I am about to teach everybody a little bit about pickleball. And the reason is because you see my father here is a world champion pickleball player. And while I have never played pickleball, not one time in my entire life, I already got my own racket, which means I'm about to kick some you-know-what. So come on out and support. Be there. We'll all watch college ball games together, and we are going to win.
ESPN 710 Los Angeles Sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Wednesday afternoon.
That's right, I'm going hat-free today.
Yes, indeed. Momo, Ramona Shelburne is here. In for Johnny I today. Night 2 of the back-to-back against the Thunder. Coverage begins at 3:30 p.m. There will be no AD tonight. And that breaking news earlier led to Travis Rogers of Travis and Sliwa making a great comparison of AD to our very own Steve Mason. Play the tape.
Mason just kind of gets sick occasionally. If Mason didn't show up today, would you be surprised? Because Anthony Davis is Mason in this situation, where he sometimes gets sick and doesn't show up. And it's not surprising, right? It's just kind of the Mason/AD experience.
Let me give you an example. Let's say Mason yesterday said, man, we have such a big show coming up tomorrow.
Even then.
We have a really big show coming up tomorrow. There's a lot riding on the show tomorrow. Everybody's expecting this show to be one of the best shows. And then I find out in the morning.
Yates is sitting here. You'd be like, yeah, that tracks. You know I'm right.
Tell you, that was award-winning radio right there. Maybe Mandy award-winning radio. Let's get to it. Mason Momo, your Wednesday afternoon right now.
Grant, we're only on till 2:30.
3:30.
3:30. Oh, what time is it now?
3 o'clock.
Oh, see, I want to do more show.
So 2:30 was a half hour ago.
All right. That's all right. By the way, I come out of the, yesterday I went to the grocery store. I went to Ralph's, and I went to Rite Aid. And when I came out, it's just a center with Ralph's and Rite Aid. When I came out of the Rite Aid, I could not find my car.
Oh. I thought you were going to say some Girl Scout cookies.
I am the worst. I mean, it's not that big a parking lot, and I'm still walking around hitting the button.
And do you hear it?
You know, the button.
Panic button.
No, the thing.
Yeah, where's it, lock?
Where it goes beep, beep.
Hold the panic button.
Yeah, but you have to be close to it to set off the panic button.
Good distance away.
Wandering around like a fool.
How long did it take you?
It took me, 5 minutes, but you're supposed to
Still,
know where
I
your
know,
car is.
I know.
When you're... Dodger Stadium, I never know where I'm parked. That's when we go to Dodger Stadium. What do I always say? I hope I can find my car.
Yeah, drop a pin.
Okay,
Yeah,
you can either
again,
drop a
with the
pin
drop a
or
pin thing.
or you take a picture of where you parked. That's what I do when I go to the airport.
But all the spots look the same.
They all look the same. And by the way,
you just have to remember where you go in.
The sections aren't like there's no letters. There are letters, but the parking lots are so big that even if you get the right letter, it's hard to find your car.
Did
Me
you
and
call
Dave Sanger
one?
one time went to a Dodger game, and I swear to God, we wandered around after the game. It was a playoff game. Wandered around for 20 minutes.
Oh.
Click, click, click. Where's it going to be?
I flat out was in tears one time. Like, 'cause I couldn't find my car.
Here was the worst one. So, you know, they had that 76, that
Yeah.
orange ball.
Oh, yeah.
So, one time we go to Dodger Stadium, and we're like virtually out of gas. Virtually out of gas. And through the game, I said, don't worry, there's a 76 station right outside.
It's not a gas station.
It's not a gas station. The whole time I'm like, oh, there's a gas station
Yeah.
at Dodger Stadium. No. We just had to coast down the hill.
On neutral.
On neutral with no gas. So yesterday we talked about Tom Brady and whether he's going to try stand-up comedy. And this has been bouncing around a little bit. You know, Tom Brady's such a cut-up. Makes everybody laugh.
Jeannie
all the
Buss
time.
does stand-up
I
comedy.
know.
She
and I
works
heard-
on her material and
I heard
stuff.
Jeannie did really well. Yeah. So Tom Brady, stand-up comedy.
I can see it.
I cannot.
I think he's funny.
I think he's not. I does Tom Brady? He's never made me laugh ever.
No, but I know people who know him.
Like quirky, interesting people make you laugh.
Yeah, he's not quirky or interesting.
He's not. Well, there you go. He's not interesting. You said it. You said it.
But he is kind of sarcastic. He's got that like dry biting sense of humor.
So here's what I uncovered, because you know what, I like to dig into these stories and find out what's
and by
really
dig,
going
you
on.
mean 3 rows down on the Google.
Yeah, I Googled it. So Tom Brady isn't going to do stand-up comedy. That was never real. What he's going to do is a show on Netflix where he gets roasted. So he's doing a Tom Brady roast that he is producing himself, and it's going to be on Netflix. Now that, I think, has potential. In other words, you bring in Jeff Ross and you bring in all the roasters and they all goof on Brady. What's that face about? What's your crooked
How many
look
episodes
about?
is this?
Just one. It's a
Oh,
roast.
okay. One is okay.
It's a roast. It's a Tom Brady roast.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good. I was like, how many episodes can this sustain?
I love those roasts, but I'll tell you what, a lot of stuff you can't get away with anymore. A lot of
No.
stuff at the old, like if you put out an old roast, you would get in trouble. The old roasts are
No.
really, really spicy.
Yes. I
So-
mean, there's like even the sophomoric, locker room kind of jokes.
Yep.
Not okay anymore. I would have guessed that Tiger Woods did not think it was that bad what he did on the golf course.
The tampon thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would guess he would think that was not so bad. No big deal.
Yeah,
And he
it
got
turned into a
crushed
thing.
for that.
It turned into a thing, but not a big thing. It shouldn't be a big thing.
Yeah, it was just stupid.
It was just stupid, but it's not a big thing.
Yeah.
People made it a bigger deal than it really should have been.
Yeah, but it was like this day and age,
It's
like
not-
there's
it's
certain
not-
jokes you
it's
don't go
not
for
good,
anymore.
But I mean, honestly, I think that was a
Yeah.
private thing that accidentally got seen on
Yeah.
camera.
But everything gets seen on camera.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah,
Like-
but I don't think it was as big a thing that everybody made it.
Yeah.
So, let's get back to AD taking the night off. So AD is not playing tonight for the Lakers in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And that means that tonight, and by the way, we've got Pre with Slee coming up for you in about 25 minutes, so make sure you stay here. It's Lakers at OKC. John Ireland, Michael Thompson with the call. Anthony Davis not playing tonight. Already without LeBron. Already without D'Angelo Russell. Now AD is out. Based on what he had last night in Memphis, that did look, his ankle didn't look right. He came down on it weird. So, somebody referenced Kobe. Would Kobe play with this?
he might even tweet a picture of his X-ray or something.
Right. See, I think that there's a certain mentality that Kobe had, and frankly that LeBron has, because I think LeBron gets out there every single time he possibly can, that Anthony Davis does not have.
Okay, but the truth is, LeBron played on that bad foot for a while.
Correct.
And pushed it, and then went and took a few games off as soon as he really needed to take it, as soon as he passed the record.
Right.
And took a few games off. It was still a problem, and then he hurt it worse. And now they're going to be without him for a while. So is that better?
Look, there is no tomorrow.
Yeah, there is. There's Friday against Minnesota at home.
These games right now, and LeBron said it, most important 23 games of his career.
Yeah, but he pushed it, and now he's out with a much more severe injury.
I really expected, and I think LeBron's injury is totally real, but I really expected LeBron and AD to play these 23 games, and it's really disappointing that they're not. The LeBron injury, he'll be evaluated in 2 weeks. That seems serious.
It is.
The AD injury, I mean, is it serious?
he was in a walking boot.
Is the AD injury serious?
I think it's not serious right now, but I think it's enough that they want him to be careful with it.
Okay.
Because it could get worse.
Yeah. You know what? You're carrying the franchise right now. LeBron is out. AD's got to carry the franchise. If you are capable of dragging yourself out there on the court to give them meaningful minutes, you do that right now.
The other side of this also is you have a bunch of guys who are not promised next year.
Yes.
And the only people who are on long-term contracts right now are LeBron and Anthony Davis. D'Angelo Russell, free agent.
Yep.
Blake Beasley, team option.
Yep.
Like Vanderbilt, I think he's on the books for 4.7
yeah,
or something.
He's on the books, yeah.
But it's not a lot. Everybody else, Dennis Schroeder, 1-year deal. They're all 1-year deals. So it's kind of hard in games like this when people don't have guarantees. That's why it's like people are motivated by contract years, but they're also have to be wary of putting themselves in that. And that's why it's harder when...
But AD's got a deal.
Yeah.
AD's covered. AD is wrong. I mean, he's on a gigantic contract.
Yeah.
And with that comes great responsibility. And the question is, and I think Bergman pointed out earlier, is this, if he comes back on Friday, which we hope he does, but does that mean that this was kind of a maintenance day?
I don't think it's maintenance. He has a real injury.
Is he injured or is he careful?
Both things can be true.
But which is it more? Is it more injury or more careful?
I think, let's say if the game was tomorrow, maybe they don't have... But
if he had a different mentality, would he be out in the floor playing?
There's only a few people who would. Like LeBron, maybe. But to me, I don't know. I'm not his body. I don't know how hurt it is. I know that when people hurt themselves the night of...
Right. You can play through
oftentimes,
it. Like LeBron finished
yeah,
that
you
game.
have adrenaline, you have all this stuff going on. You yourself, we all watched it and it didn't look good. We're like,
yeah, I thought it was weird looking.
Same way with LeBron when he fell and I heard a pop. I mean, and then he kept playing, and then the next day it was like really bad.
Right, that's real.
Yeah.
I'm not questioning LeBron at all.
Yeah,
but with a different mentality.
Well, I think what you're saying is they need him. And
they
he's not
absolutely need him, and he's not available. I said yesterday they'll go as far as Anthony Davis can carry him.
It's not like he's the one deciding that. This is a group decision. With
in the end,
bunch
doesn't the player decide? In the end, doesn't he say,
Maybe.
yes, I want to get out there? Does LeBron really listen to medical staff when it comes to whether or not he should play? LeBron's going to go out and play.
They'll have an influence. They'll have an influence. Like Kobe would be like, go away.
Yeah, Kobe would just do it.
Yeah, Kobe would just do it. But that's Kobe. I mean, how many people are Kobe?
None. None. Yeah, I hope he comes back on Friday.
I still think they're going to win tonight. Watch.
You think they're going to win tonight? I don't know where the points
Oklahoma City has a lot of people out too.
Yeah, SGA's out, Lou Dort's out.
Yeah.
I mean, but we've got no AD, we've got no LeBron, we've got no D'Angelo Russell. I don't know where the points are going to come from. Maybe big night from Blake Beasley.
Yeah, or Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder goes off. Vando, the Vandalorian.
It's a good name.
Yeah, I like the Mandalorian is back today, episode 1, season 3. Bergman, you're a big Mandalorian
Yeah,
guy.
it's out. It's already out. It
It's
came out
already
at
out.
midnight last
Did you
night.
watch it yet?
I have not, but I'm going to watch it tonight.
Yeah, I'm
after the
definitely
game.
watching
When's
it
the last
tonight.
time you were up at midnight?
Up at midnight? Oh, jeez.
Well,
I'm in bed by 9:30.
I know.
So
I normally get back from the clubs about 11:30.
you and your bar hopping days.
Yep. Boy, in my day, I'll tell you what, I was an all-night guy.
Yeah, I can see that.
I
Yeah,
went
in
all
the
night.
day.
I went hard.
Sure. Absolutely used to.
When was your day?
When was my day?
Yeah.
Like,
in my day.
Yeah, probably 98.
In New York?
Yeah.
Yeah. At the duplex.
New York's an all-night town.
Oh, it is, yeah.
It's
Me
an
too.
all-night.
Me too.
And by the way, the duplex was just for kids.
Oh.
No,
you
I mean,
only
I
took
went.
me to the kiddie bar.
I went
Okay.
hardcore. Let me get to a couple other things here besides LeBron and AD not playing tonight. Okay. So I want to do you want to do a nice story?
Yes, please.
Okay. So Dave Grohl, who is I think one of the greatest music talents we've got, one of the true rock artists we've got, is also one of the nicest people around. So he went to, during the rain, he went to the Valley Rescue Mission, which I think is over in your neck of the woods.
Well, if it's in the valley. Yeah.
He brought a large trailer smoker with him, and for the next 16 hours made barbecue, feeding everybody there, socializing, helping to capture moments of normalcy for a segment of society who might not always be privy to these moments. I was reading. Dave Grohl had enough to feed 500 people: ribs, pork butt, brisket, cabbage, coleslaw,
That's
beans.
awesome.
That's who Dave Grohl is. Dave Grohl is the first act I ever saw at SoFi Stadium.
Really?
The first concert ever at SoFi Stadium was some pandemic relief show, and Dave Grohl was the act. He was introduced by David Letterman, who Dave Grohl performed on Letterman's last show. Grohl was awesome, was great with the crowd. It was a great show. So that's the first thing I ever saw at SoFi Stadium, the first time that I ever got in there. So Dave Grohl, good on you. Rap?
Yeah, game of games time. Game of games time.
I can't get to Petfluencer. Is that for tomorrow?
We can do that tomorrow.
Okay.
John and Michael are both waiting for us.
All right, then
Oh.
we will go to Game of
Let's see,
Games.
game.
Coming up next, it's Momo's Game. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland.
Game of Games.
Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
Here we go. We are stretching from Los Angeles to Oklahoma City as we welcome in Michael Thompson and John Ireland. Guys, what's going on?
Well, we're going to suit Michael up tonight and see how he does against these young Oklahoma City Thunder. You ready?
Yeah, ready.
Was that Ramona laughing at that idea?
Yeah.
No, I actually think Michael could help them tonight.
Michael, I think you're in your prime.
I could be the Bahamian Jokic.
There you go.
By the way, did you hear that Jokic quote from last night?
No.
Somebody said, how's it feel to have 100 triple-doubles? And he goes, it's easy when you're stat padding.
No, did he really say that?
He really said that.
Yeah, because Barkley's been accusing him of that for years.
Yeah, Kendrick Perkins accused him of
It
that,
just
too,
made
this
me
morning.
really like Jokic. I was like, wow, he just so turned
he's
that on
owning
his
it.
head.
Owning it.
By the way, Mace, your hatred of Tom Brady is confirmation bias, as Ramona would say.
Yeah.
I don't hate him.
He was but you saying he's not funny. He was great when he hosted Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
he was really funny on Ted.
I don't find him funny.
Yeah, did you see him host SNL?
Yeah.
You know why, Mace? He's still good looking. That's why.
No.
Probably.
By the way, that's why he's not going to be a stand-up comic. He's going to be roasted. That's what his comedy
smart.
deal is.
Yeah, that's smart.
That's smart. All right. So it's Momo's game today. You never know what's going to go on when Momo does a game.
Oh, yeah, this could be a crash and burn game.
You never know.
Could be rough. Momo, take it away.
Okay, so we did a birthday game today. All right, a birthday game.
Okay.
And I'll tell you how this game was inspired. I always have games that are inspired by something.
Yes.
My oldest is really into the calendar,
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying to explain to him that yesterday was February 28th.
Yep.
And today is March 1st, but every 4 years we have a leap year.
Yes.
Right? So that's an interesting concept for a 4-year-old. And so these are people who are born either on February 29th or today, March 1st. Okay?
So
I'm
you
going to
just
give you
have to
two
guess
names.
which one.
No, no.
Okay.
That's not the game.
All right.
I'm going to give you the name. There's two names.
Yep.
There's 9 questions total.
Okay.
You're going to tell me who's older. Okay?
Just
Two
who's
names.
older.
Just who's older. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
Got
Number
it.
1, Roger Daltrey from The Who or Monty Kiffin? Who's older? Mace.
Monty Kiffin.
Okay? Bergman.
Monty Kiffin.
Michael.
Daltrey.
John.
Kiffin.
And Jorge.
Kiffin.
The answer is Monty Kiffin. He was
Yeah.
born on a leap year. Daltrey's 79. Monty Kiffin is 83.
Kiffin seems like one of those guys who was born old.
Yeah. All right, who got that?
Mason, Bergman, Jorge, and Ira.
Everybody except
All
Michael.
right. Javier
shut up, Jorge.
Bardem. Javier Bardem or Mark Paul Gosselaar? Javier Bardem or Mark Paul Gosselaar? Who's older? First one is Greg.
That's
Who
a
are they?
weird one. I would.
You know who Javier Bardem is.
You'd know him if you saw him.
Yeah,
Michael.
you'd
He
know.
played Desi Arnaz
Old
in the...
Old Country for No.
Yeah, no
He's a
country
really
for old
famous
men.
actor.
No Country for Old Men.
Anyway,
I'm
he's
gonna
very
say
trusted.
I'm gonna say Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Okay. Jorge
Javier Bardem.
and John.
Bardem.
Michael?
Javier.
Mason.
Bardem.
The answer is Bardem. He's 54. Mark Paul Gosselaar is 49.
Bergman, you keep it score?
Yeah, I am.
I'm terrible
right.
with this. Okay.
Okay. This is a good one.
Yep.
Kesha or Lupita Nyong'o? Kesha or Lupita Nyong'o? First one, Jorge.
Lupita.
John.
Lupita.
Michael. I'm trying to keep the order straight. There's a lot of you.
Is that a cartoon mouse or something? I'll go with Lupita.
Okay. Mason.
Kesha.
And Bergman.
I'm gonna go Kesha too.
The answer is Lupita Nyong'o, who is 40. Kesha is 36.
What was she in?
Yeah.
Lupita Nyong'o, she
12
12 Years
know
a
that
Slave
name.
is what
12
she made
Years
her.
a Slave.
I don't
Okay.
know these people's names.
You might know
Yeah.
this. Okay.
Michael, we're all guessing, so just play
Swag
along.
system.
It's all good.
Yeah, swag system.
Okay. Justin Bieber or Jamar Chase? Justin Bieber or Jamar Chase? First one to guess is John.
Bieber.
Okay. Michael?
Biebs.
Mason.
I say Biebs.
All right. Greg.
Biebs.
And Jorge.
With the crowd, Bieber.
All right, you're right. Bieber's
Yeah.
29. Chase is 23. Okay.
All right, score update real fast. John and Jorge have 4. Michael and Mace have 3, and I have 2.
All right.
What's up, Key? It's Bieber.
Tony Robbins
Okay.
He was born on a leap year.
Yep.
Or Ron Howard. Tony Robbins or Ron Howard. First to guess, Michael.
Oh, come on. Opie's a lot older.
Okay. Next one is Mason. To guess.
Ron Howard.
Okay. Bergman.
Ron Howard.
Jorge.
Ron Howard.
And John.
I'm with the crowd. Ron Howard.
Was that too easy?
No, I mean,
we're
it's
all guessing.
Yeah, you're all right.
We're all
Ron Howard's
guessing.
69, Tony Robbins 63.
Yeah, we have
They're
no
close.
idea.
They're close. Okay. Ja Rule or Taylor Twellman. You know the guy who commentates on soccer?
Oh,
Ja
yeah, that
Rule
guy.
or Taylor Twellman. First to guess is Mason again.
Ja.
Okay. Greg.
Yeah, Ja Rule.
Jorge.
Ja Rule.
John.
They're about the same age. I'll go Ja Rule.
Okay. And Michael.
Rule.
You are all correct. Ja Rule. Ja Rule's 47. Taylor Twellman is 43. These are all close, and you're all getting them.
We're
right,
we're
okay.
incredibly
All right.
intellectual.
Jorge, have you missed one yet?
No, I have not.
You're
Yeah,
awesome.
me either.
Jorge
All right.
and John are
Don't
tied.
ask any questions about cocaine, or I'm going down.
No, cocaine
Okay.
is right in Jorge's wheelhouse.
It's very, very close. John
All right,
and
this
Jorge
one,
have
you-
6.
this is just a
Michael has-
guess.
Michael and Mace
Okay.
have 5, and I have 4.
Okay.
Okay.
This one is just a guess. George Eads from CSI.
Oh, yeah.
The guy, George Eads from CSI. Or Don Lemon. George Eads or Don Lemon. Okay, who's first?
Bergman.
Bergman.
I don't know who the first guy is, so I'll say Don Lemon.
Okay.
Jorge.
I'll go with George.
Ireland.
Thank you for helping me. There's so many
Yeah.
people.
I think Eads is older.
Okay.
Michael, you don't know these people, but take a guess.
I know who Lemon is. He's past his prime, so I'll say he's
Oh!
older.
Oh, wow.
Shots
That's
fired.
very, very funny,
Shame.
Michael.
Oh, Don Lemon's great.
That's very funny, Michael. I like that.
I know.
He
All
deserves
I know
it.
what he said.
That's a very smart guy.
Bergman, did
Joe.
you just
That
say
was like
Don
meta.
Lemon's great?
No,
Not who I think it is.
I'll go Eads.
Don Lemon is older. He's 57.
Oh, I finally
Oh, I got
missed
it.
one.
Definitely past
So
his
who got
prime.
that one?
Yeah.
It was,
Did
Mi-
anyone
Michael.
guess Lemon besides Michael?
Mike? No, I did.
All right, so you and Michael got it.
Oh, I had the wrong person.
What's the score?
Oops. It's the score is John, Michael, and Jorge with 6, Mason and me with 5. Very, very close. How many are left?
Okay.
Let's make it 2.
All right, 2 more.
All right, so
Okay.
That Greg, does that
I realized I
eliminate
messed
some
up
people?
one.
No, if
No,
there's
I
two
realized
left,
I messed up
everybody's
one.
all in.
Okay.
Everybody's all in.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go with Tyreek Hill or Tyrese Halliburton. Tyreek Hill or Tyrese Halliburton.
Come on. Pick a harder one than that.
Ireland.
Halliburton just got out of college.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill's older.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all say Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, Ramona.
Okay, fine.
All right, last
Last
one.
one.
Make it a good one, Momo.
one.
It's not
Let me
good
give-
because
Make it
okay.
hard.
Let me give you one, Momo. George Burns or George Clooney?
Yeah, I'll go Burns.
Jeez, Ramona. Here's a hard one.
Sorry. All right.
Last one, Mama.
Booker T. Okay, Booker T, the WWE legend.
Wrestler. Oh, yeah.
Or Paul Hollywood, chef of the Great British Bake Off. Do you know who Paul Hollywood is?
Yeah, Booker T.
Okay.
Booker T.
Michael,
Yeah, I'll go with the chef.
Okay.
John.
Booker T.
Booker T's older.
Yeah. So who
All
won,
right.
Greg?
Who won? So I thought that was a
So
good
Jorge
game.
and I tied.
Yep.
Okay, well,
John
I
and
have a
Jorge
good.
tied.
I have a tiebreaker.
Okay, do the time.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
okay.
it's leap year. Because it's leap year.
Real quick, okay.
If you were born on leap year in 1920, but you only celebrated your birthday on leap years, how old would you be?
Okay.
Okay, 1920.
Take
quick
a shot.
math.
Answer quick, Jorge.
Go fast.
John.
I'd say you'd be 25.
Okay.
Jorge.
I'll say you're 20.
25 is the right answer.
Right on. Ireland
Right
did
on
his
it.
math. Nice.
Yeah, well, according to you guys, I cheat all the time, so I'm sure I cheated on that
Yeah,
one.
you
Go ahead and
No, but
chalk
that's
that up
just
as
like
a
kinda
cheat or
basic
win.
math.
Yeah,
You're sitting next to
I made
Michael.
it
so you
kind of
wouldn't be able to
easy.
do
Like
it.
1920s, the last leap year was 2020.
By the way, I have never said you cheat, John.
You said it yesterday. I got 4 tweets about it.
Really?
You 100% did. You absolutely did.
You liar.
Bergman said it, and I was just guilty.
I'll say it again. I will bet any of you all of your mythical money anytime one-on-one in trivia, and I will take you down.
No, you are very good at it. So what happened was Mace asked me why I've been winning so much, and I said John's not at home to Google anymore, joking around. He said, "Oh yeah, that's right. He does Google at home."
All right, so all I can say is I could have Googled now. Michael, did I Google?
Not once. No. That's why Pepe insists it's multiple choice.
Yeah. Fire you up,
but
John.
at Mergman, I'm still behind you this month, right? That's my first win.
No, we're all tied. We're all tied this month.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so guys, no AD tonight. What are we expecting?
A Malik Beasley bonanza.
That's right.
We said we just walked by. We just walked by him, and we said,
Green light.
Hey, man! Every time you get it, shoot.
That's right.
How hurt is AD?
Well, okay. Remember this, guys. I heard you talking about this. When Ramona, remember when he missed all those games about a month ago?
Mm-hmm.
They said they used the word probably, weren't going to play him in back-to-backs. So this is probably, and again, I'm using the word probably. I'm not for sure. This is probably that they only got a couple of back-to-backs left. And maybe they're just sitting him because this is the second game
but
of back-to-back.
But he did fall really awkwardly yesterday.
He falls every game.
You said
no.
it.
You
So
guys
does
find
Mace.
you guys
So
find
does
me a
Mace.
game where AD doesn't fall.
No, he does fall. You're right.
I know Joel Embiid
All right,
falls
we got to
too.
get out of here. You
All
guys got
right.
the call of the game right. Momo, thank you very much. Me and Ireland tomorrow, doing the show tomorrow live.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Coming up next for you is Slee with the pre. Back tomorrow. Mason and Ireland. This is 710 ESPN.
You're a funny guy.